Peace, soul family. Peace, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone? Let me get situated here. Okay, I think we're good. How is everyone tonight? I feel like I'm crooked. I don't know what's going on. Okay. That's the Virgo in me trying to get it straight. How's everyone doing tonight? Peace, 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 everyone. Peace. The all, you said you're good. Welcome. Noel, peace, Noel. The butterfly doula, we're healing. Melanie, is getting weird out here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some of it tonight. I literally, let me shout out some of you who've been in the room for a while. Peace and time knowledge, think bigger. Peace SN. Peace Queen Arise, Lotus Planter. Peace Cartlet, how are you, Cartlet? Peace Francis. Peace Blueberry Dreams. I said that real slow, right? Blueberry Dreams. Peace. Peace the well. Peace West Indies DNA. Peace Ella Annette. Peace Sasha Brooks. Peace Ebony. Sarah Mother Terran. Welcome to all of you who are new to my channel. Welcome to all of you. If this is your first live, this is going to be an interesting live. Welcome to all the SDA students, 1, 2, and 3. Welcome to all the Zoe Essentials fam that is here tonight. Welcome to everyone. Peace spiritually with Shadira, TJ Godwin. Peace November Mage. Okay, peace to everyone who is in here. Please like the video. Please make sure you share and make sure you're subscribed. Okay. Are you guys ready? You guys have your pens, you guys have your paper. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. But literally a few hours ago, I was speaking with Danny. Shout out to all the moderators, Danny, Natea, Letitia that are here. And I was just like, there's a lot of information going on. And she was like, yeah, she's like, you're busy, Mel. And I was like, yeah, I am busy. And at the time I was making a package for someone who has their children. I will talk about the children, but their children were diagnosed with COVID. So I was making a whole package for them. But she was like, no, I mean that I see you on the astro realm really busy. And I was like, yeah, it's real. It's real out there in these astro realm streets. But all this information was just coming at me. I did a live this morning on Instagram speaking a little bit about it. And literally the last 2 hours, I was like, okay, Spirit team, I need to help me to organize all this information because I'm very fiery right now. Okay. I'm very much in my Aries moon and Leo sun, wanting to expose stuff and say stuff. And I want to make sure that I'm in alignment with, the message that I'm supposed to give tonight. So I wanted to make sure that, I received exactly what I needed to say, how I needed to say it in a way that is understandable to all of you. Okay. So, peace, everyone coming in. So, Ernest Woody said they look like an elderberry. Who's like an elderberry? We are the elderberries. If you haven't seen that video, when did I do that? Last year, I did a video on the 13 steps of ascension using the recipe, like the steps that I take to make elderberry syrup. And every step, everything, like truth is truth, guys. Everything just worked out perfectly and explained the steps perfectly. It was really amazing. But before we begin, I do want to make a couple of announcements that I'm super excited about. The first one is that SDA The fourth cohort is now open. It is available to the public. I'm so excited about this. Um, After last year, I wasn't sure if I was going to do another one. I wasn't sure if I was going to do another one after the first one, okay? Because it is work. Not only is it work for me, but it's work for the students. This is a very intense program, okay? So we have live lessons every week, no BS, like real lessons where I'm teaching. Not only am I teaching, I bring in experts that a lot of the students have never heard of before. Some who they know, right? Some who are very out there, popular, but some who are experts in their fields. They're just not all over social media, and they're able to network with them and even work with them outside of the SDA. But we have homework assignments, and like some of the homework assignments are really intense, and the purpose is because it is supposed to push you to remember not just the knowledge, the information that I taught, but your knowing internally. Okay. And so it's a year-long intensive program that accumulates in the last semester. It's a 4-semester program. And the last semester, we work on the soul mission. So you find out what your soul mission is, what you're supposed to be doing, and then I give all the tools and all the networking, the people to help you to properly execute that. So that is now open. It is limited. I cannot teach, dozens of students. There is a limit. Last year, I announced that there was a limit, and some students, some people tried to register at the last minute when it was closed, and I said, you got to wait till next year. So here we are next year. Um, the link is down below for the Spirit Doula Academy, or the SDA. Some of you hear me on the live saying, shout out to SDA. That's who I'm speaking of. And there, a lot of times, I always tell people, don't be intimidated. Like if I'm speaking and I ask a question like, what does the moon represent? Or, what does the seventh house represent, right? And some people are like, I don't know that much, so I don't say anything. I'm like, just say it. A lot of times, a lot of the people are students in my classes that are, typing really fast and shouting it out. Okay, so because we have learned this stuff, like they know this stuff. By the end of the year, they are well versed in almost every spiritual topic that they can be, and they have a strong foundation. So that is open. Thank you, Letitia, for posting the website. Katie, you ready? You ready for this week? Listen, we got some work to do, but it's gonna be awesome. The the next one is the inner circle. So this one I'm super excited about because this is something that since April, and shout out to April, who's an SDA 3 student, but since April was something that was, you know, mulling in me, because a lot of you were saying, I want to be in the SDA, but is it too late for me to join? Or maybe you don't have time to be as intense to do that much work, but you still want to learn, the other thing is that you guys know in some of my lives, I have to like reel back because there are certain things I cannot say publicly, okay? Just to protect the channel, just to protect the space. And so I knew that there had to be something else. And so a few weeks ago, I was meeting with my team, and we came up with this. I said there has to be a level that's right under SDA, right? Um, where it can be open to anyone, and there's a community where people can, gather and, you know, commune with each other, and I'm able to share, give them things on a monthly basis, tools that they need, etc., and speak candidly, and have, guest teachers come in. And so the name that was brought up was the inner circle. And I was just like, yes, I love circle. I love the name of it. And it's just a really good program. And so with that, you get pre-recorded classes. So for example, SDA, when we talk about astrology, it is literally 4 to 5 week of 4 to 5 weeks of classes, like literally. But with this, it'll just be like one course once a month, that sort of thing. The other thing is that I'm so excited about this because there are some people that I'm connected with, right? Who I've been wanting to do like live lectures and things with, but some of the topics that they speak on is very you have to be very careful with it. So all the members in the inner circle will also be able to get into these courses for free. Okay. So it's a really good program. The link is below. Check it out. See if that's something you're interested in. It's amazing. I'm excited for it. And, we're going to have a lot of fun. And I get to teach. I love teaching to you guys on YouTube, but it's weird for me. It really is weird. And some of you catch it sometimes because I'll be talking and I'm like, you got that? You understand? Right? And I'm waiting for feedback, but I don't get it. So it's it's like I'm talking to myself and trying to, read the chat at the same time. And I much prefer to teach live. I much prefer, you know, um, for me to speak on something. You say, I have a question, professor, and ask the question. I'm able to engage with you. So that's the difference of getting the lessons on YouTube versus the inner circle. The other thing is that, again, I'm able to talk about stuff that I just can't talk about here. Because, like, tonight, I wanted to go there with some stuff, but I can't. Okay. um, and then I take my time, answer questions. Like my students know, we'll be on a call for like 3, 4. At one time, we had like a 7-hour class. If you wanted to stay and ask questions, I was there for it. So that's one of the benefits of the inner circle. So the links are below. Check them out. We're going to do an open house in the next few weeks, just for you to come on and ask questions to see if this is the right fit for you. I think it's a wonderful thing. I know the SDA students love the class that they're in, the information that they're getting, and they are thriving. I have some students that are just doing so amazing with regard to their soul mission. So those are the 2 things I wanted to announce from last week that are finally in the works. So again, check out the links. I would love to see you all there. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, so Gloria, you don't have to be in both. If you're in the SDA, you get the benefit of both. Okay, so for example, was it last week? A week before last, we had Sister Myra come to the class, and my students had Sister Myra to themselves. Okay, and she was able to give them a lesson specifically designed for the students. Okay, and they were able to ask her questions. Like, this is not information that she was speaking about publicly. This is something that was, specifically designed for them. So that's another one of the benefits of the SDA. And then the students can go on and, they'll email some of the teachers and say, hey, I was in the SDA. And there are some guest teachers that don't do consultations or don't, they have their own stuff going on, but they will, speak to the students in the SDA. They recognize them. They will work with them, that sort of thing. So that's one of the benefits. So if you're in the SDA, you get everything. The inner circle also does get benefits. So you don't have to be in both. You definitely don't need to be in both. All right. And no pressure. Like, this has to resonate with you. Like, for real. That's, I always feel like, if it's for you, it's for you. And I'm not going to say much more than that. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always email me about it. Like, I have no problem answering questions. Yeah. We always have we always have those who are meant to be there are there, and that's just what it is. Okay. So let's get into it. SDA is the Spirit Doula Academy. Okay. All right. Let's talk. I have to drink some tea first, guys. Tonight is a tea night. Laimo's mom, divine timing is always perfect. I always tell people, don't worry. When it's the right time, it's the right time for you. Okay. All right. That's good. Very medicinal. Okay. Let's talk about what is happening. Let's talk about this energy that we're in. So let me tell you that since no, this was since the 21st. No, 21st. When was it? I don't know when it was. Last week sometime. Okay. I started to receive information. Okay. And I wanted to go live and talk about it like on Thursday, no, Wednesday, then Friday. I was gonna go live on Friday. Then I didn't. Then I was gonna go live Saturday, but I was like, oh, it's Christmas. And every day I would just get this pending information, this stuff that was like really heavy on me. But I didn't feel the push to go live with it. I just did it. It was just like, just sit with this, Melanie. There's more information. Just sit with it. And so I sat with it. And I realized later, the next day, okay, that's why I couldn't go live with it, because I needed this um, bit more of information. The other thing is that, listen, I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but back in the day, I was an athlete, like a real athlete. My oldest brother um, he was a professional athlete. Okay, he played in all of this is like in the 80s. He was like in all the bowls, the college bowls, and was like always MVP. And then he was drafted by the Steelers, right? So like my family was like big into sports. So naturally I played a sport. I played basketball, I ran track, and I was good. I was really good. I wasn't that great at basketball, but I was really good at track. I could run. And oh gosh, 1993, I injured my knee. I tore my meniscus, medial meniscus. Okay, I had a medial meniscus tear. And the doctor, I never forget, Dr. Shafi, I remember his name. He told me, "Oh, you'll never run again." So now this is a time where there was no WNBA. Girl sports weren't celebrated. It was just like a hobby sort of thing. Okay. Um, like even getting sneakers and stuff. Like there was no basketball sneakers for girls. Like I remember my whole team got like the Charles Barkleys, like things were just not designed for women. Okay. So he was like, "You'll never run again." And I was just like, "You're going to tell me I'm not going to play sports again." So in my school, that supported the athletics very heavy, because it was an urban school, like most urban schools do. Like you don't have good books, but you sure do have good, football uniforms. So during lunch, I would go into the cafeteria, not cafeteria, I wouldn't go in a cafeteria. I always had this thing with energy and people, but I would go to the athletic training office, okay? And this woman, her name was Doc, and we would do these exercises. Now, you guys are familiar with this if you go to like the gym, Planet Fitness. You know the one where you sit and you raise your leg, and it's for the quads, and the one you go back with the hamstring. That was a therapeutic machine. It wasn't something in a gym back in the day. That was like for therapy, or specifically for athletes, okay? So I would be doing those machines. And so I would go during lunchtime. Now, during lunchtime, some of the athletes would come in there, like to hang out with her or to get their treatments. So I was the only girl, okay? Only girl that was like, they not gonna tell me I can't run no more. I was trying to get all the treatments, right? And so she would tell them like, hold off. Someone's in here, wait till she leaves. And I was just like, they can come in here. Like, I was never threatened by like guys, and they were like big dudes. Like back in the day, high school, I don't know what happened, but back in the day, like, these dudes are like 6 feet, like this big brolic dudes. So they would come in there and they would like try to talk trash, but I would talk trash, back to them. Cause again, like I wasn't like threatened. Like I grew up around guys and like, going back and forth and snapping on them. It was nothing to me. So I got real familiar with them. So when Doc wasn't there, they needed ice. I was getting them ice. And I was like wrapping them and just doing different things, helping them out. And I realized that I really love that. Okay. So she asked me, "Do you want to be an athletic trainer?" And I was like, "Yes." Okay. So I was an athletic trainer, me, a female of the football team. Okay. And I was running on the field, doing stuff with them. They would talk trash. I was talking trash back to them. Just shut up. That's why you can't. That's why you get a touchdown. Just all types. It was just real crazy, but I loved it. And so this is pre. There was no Planet Fitness. There was no LA Fitness. There was none of those things existed. Back in the day, there were gyms for men. Do you hear me? For bodybuilders. There was like back in the 80s, this thing called Living Well Lady in New York City that was just like women would go there and wear leotards and do like aerobics classes. Like for real. The gyms would have like 1 or 2 treadmills and all machines, free weight machines. Okay. So I would be in there with the guys and I thrived doing that. So I'd be bench pressing with them, deadlift, squats, all that. And I was very competitive. So I would be like, I'm gonna do 200 today. I just love that. I just thrived in that environment. Okay. Fast forward. Went to college, I'm working out with some of the college athletes, still working as an athletic trainer in the beginning stages, and then, drifted away from there. So what happened, there were a couple times in my life when I first started reawakening, remembering who I was back in 2011, right? 2010, 2011, I felt that urge to start working out again. This fire started coming over me, and I just wanted to like pump iron. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I just wanted to like fight. And that was my closest thing that I could to fighting, right? And so I did that for a while. And I share with you guys, like I lost almost 100 pounds. I'm just getting back to who I really was, right? So here's what happened. Here's what happened. About a month ago, this thing started taking over again. And I was like, I'm going to the gym, right? And I found this trainer. And so at the gym, like again, I'm doing like the deadlifts and the squats, and I'm not able to squat like I used to. And I'm mad at myself and I'm just pushing myself. And every week is getting stronger and stronger. And I'm like, what is going on? And last week, the past week, there's this exercise called the bridge. I don't know if you guys know what that is. You're on your back, your feet on the floor, and you lift your butt off the floor, right? And it's to work your glutes and your core. So I do the bridge with my trainer with 20-pound weights on my waist. I was in there was it Christmas Day? I was on fire, day after Christmas, I believe, 26th. He wasn't there. Instead of me getting the weight that he usually gets, I get the long, for all the men who are weightlifting, all the women, the long bar that's like 45, 90 pounds, the bar by itself. So I grabbed that long bar, not thinking, and then I grabbed a 10-pound or 5-pound. So I go into the back room where you do the floor workouts. And so these dudes are looking at me like, what is she about to do in there? So I'm doing bridges with that weight and it feels heavy, but I'm in my space like, this is not too much. I'm strong. Like, I'm just like real thugged out with it, right? And I'm doing these bridges like really in pain, really pushing myself, but I had this energy, this fire that was just pushing me, okay? And so came back home and I'm like, what is this? What is going on? Okay? Come back from the gym, I'm exhausted. I've been exhausted. But there's this fire that pushes me to do this work, to fight. It's this fight thing that's going on. So today, was it yesterday? Yesterday, I realized what the fight was. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't know. I realized what the fight was. And I realized that there's a preparation stage that's happening right now. There's a preparation that's happening right now, okay? And I spoke about this a while ago. I spoke about a travel that I had like a few months ago beyond the astral realm and just running drills. I talked about running drills, right? But what's happening now is that, and we'll talk a little bit more into that, but I need y'all to understand this. I really need y'all to understand this. A lot of you are feeling, let me do this. Let me ask. Type a yes in the chat if you've been feeling physically or mentally exhausted especially the past week. Type a yes in the chat. November made you say, I need that fire to come back. Oh, it's coming. Mentally or physically. Look at all the yeses. Look at all the yeses. Look at all the yeses. Oh my gosh. Physically. I can't even read. Physically, mentally, both. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Hell yes. Who said hell yes? Terrence said hell yes. Exhausted and irritable. Yes. Oh my goodness. Look at all the yeses. Okay. Physically drained. Okay. So I love when this happens because I need you guys to understand this is not, it's not a you thing. This is not you. This is not happening to you alone. Something's not wrong with you. Okay. So, oh wow. Mentally mush. Zucchini. So you remember a couple of months ago, I was preparing you guys and I told you, right? I told you what herbs to get. I told you start taking your iron supplements, right? Because I said the physical body is going to take a hit. I really didn't know fully at that time. Sometimes spirit tells me something and I just go with it. And because I know that it's going to be backed up. I know spirit is going to say this is why, okay? So I shared with you all increase your iron intake. You're going to need it, okay? I told you some things to take, all right? The reason is because right now, your physical body is taking a hit. Your physical body is taking a hit because your spiritual self, your higher self, is doing a lot of work on the astral realms. Okay. How many of you have been having like what you perceive to be strange dreams, or like you close your eyes for a minute and you're somewhere strange and there's strange people in front of you and you're like, what the heck? It's called lucid dreaming. If on the internet it'll be called lucid dreaming. That's not what it is. It's not lucid dreaming. It's not dreaming at all. Okay. Yes. So what's happening is that they're not dreams. You guys are traveling. Let me back up. When you start the ascension process, spiritual ascension process, you're aware, you're starting to do the work. What happens is you start to, you guys are still typing about the dreams. What happens is you start to ascend, you start to elevate, okay? And what happens is that you are traveling more into other dimensions. Please listen to this. We were conditioned that there is a earth, there is a heaven, there is a hell. That's it. Those planets out there are just there to be beautiful. Okay. This is the universe, and that's it. This is like one of millions. Okay. There are many. There are many. This is just one of. Okay. And we are in a lower dimension in this one. Okay. So what's happening is that you are actively traveling in other dimensions and you're experiencing bits and pieces of it, right? You may close your eyes and it will feel like a whole 20-minute experience happened. You may be driving and fall asleep and the whole thing happens and you open your eyes and it was like for 10 seconds, okay? That's not a dream, guys. Those are astral travels and that's happening a lot. And this is why you're physically exhausted, because you're doing a lot of work in other dimensions, okay? Preparing you for here, preparing you for what's to come. I'm going to do a video on 2022 when I get all the pieces together. That's not tonight, but there's stuff to come in which you need to be prepared for, which is why there's this heavy fight mode. What is it? Is it like what is the game where they're like fight mode? You guys know what I'm talking about? I just envision that just happening, like fight mode all of a sudden. Okay. So that is happening on the astral realm. That's why you are tired, you are exhausted, because it's about to come down to the physical and you need to be prepared for that. Okay. Is Mortal Kombat? That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Street Fighter? I remember both of those games from back in the day. Okay? So, with that, um I don't remember Tekken. Did Tekken come after? I just remember I never had these games. Like my cousins had them. We girls couldn't get those games. We got I don't know, we had what did girls have? Cabbage Patch Kids and stuff. I don't remember. But yeah, Mortal Kombat and the other one that was said. Okay. So for those of you who are feeling this physical strain, those of you who are feeling the mental strain, I really want to tell you to hold on, to stay encouraged, to be strong. Okay, and it's not about you being uh, talking strong, like, yeah, I'm a god. Da, 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 da. Most of the times, a lot of people who speak like that, there's no truth behind that. There's no real energy behind that. Their spirit is really vibrating low. I'm talking about being strong and fortified on the spiritual level, on higher levels. Okay. How do you know that you're strong and fortified there is when things on this dimension don't shake you. Okay. You may be rattled, but they don't turn you. Okay. They don't totally discourage you or totally move you. Okay. So I'm saying stay focused, stay encouraged. Okay. Be strong through this. Remember your work. Remember your tools. You are going to be fine. Do not go to a place of fear. Okay. Do not, no matter what. If you're speaking to someone and you start feeling fear, you ask them, what's the remedy? Give me a solution to this. Okay. Because you're speaking fear, you're making me feel fearful. What can I do about this? If they don't have a remedy, move on. Okay. You don't have to engage in anything that's causing you to vibrate low. All right. We're going to tap into some of that a little bit later because trust there are beings out here that that's just their job. Okay. That's just their job to get you to be in a fearful place. Okay. Stuff is crazy. Stuff is going to get crazier. You have to stand strong. You have to be spiritually strong. You have to be fortified. Okay. Even if you look crazy, even if you look crazy. All right. Because the same ones who will talk crazy, I'm promising you this, the same ones who will talk crazy, say you're crazy or you're weird or whatever, are the same ones that's going to come to you and ask for your help. I absolutely promise you that. Okay. I promise that. All right. So here are 5 things I want you to write down. 5 things that I want you to remember. 5 things I want you to know. Remember, keep these 5 things. Shun the dawn. If you've been urged to work out, work out. It may just like for me, it was I was doing so much work on the spiritual realm, it was manifesting on the physical for me. Everything happens on the spiritual first. So when you're doing stuff on the physical, um, understand there's a spiritual connection. Everything, I don't care what it is. I was talking to someone about a health thing that they had, right? And I was saying, this happened spiritually. Please understand that there's a spiritual connection to this. I'm not gonna get too much deep into that. Um, hmm, I may do a video on that. There may be an inner circle thing that we do, but that is something that I definitely want to teach on. But it does manifest in a spiritual. So me working out in the gym and fighting, and I'm on the freaking. It's not a treadmill. It's not elliptical. It's like, and it's not. It's like in between a treadmill, elliptical, and stair climber, right? And I'm on there just like listening to like Kambada, listening to like I don't know. I was into a Kendrick Lamar song, and I was just like, there's a song by Neelam. Her name is Neelam. I am the king, and I was just listening to this like real pumped up, like Melanie, who are you fighting? What's going on? But I understand that what was happening on the spiritual realm. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. So the five things to remember. Number one, number one thing you must always, always keep at the forefront of your mind is that the spiritual walk is real. The spiritual world is real. Is real. There are some times that you're gonna be like, what the? This is some crazy shit. Like this is some crazy. I'm really meditating. I'm hearing voices and I'm writing this stuff down. Like, okay, like you kind of want to check yourself. Like, am I crazy? Like, no one else is doing this, you know? Like, I remember on Christmas Day, my neighborhood is real quiet. And I had these neighbors and they must have had a party, right? And they had all kind of people over there. And you can hear them doing karaoke. And I was in my house by myself. Okay. My daughters had a party and everything. And I was literally like, you have a moment where you're like, everyone else is doing this merry old thing and I'm not. And like, instead, I'm feeling like nausea and pressure. I'm getting all these downloads. And for a moment, you may have a thing of like, is it me? Am I crazy? Like, is this real? Is it really real? This whole third, fifth, 10th dimension thing, is it really real? Okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. It is. Right. So the first thing, the spiritual world, the spiritual walk, your spiritual journey is 100% real. Don't ever doubt yourself again. Don't ever doubt yourself again. Okay? Okay. The second thing, number two, distractions are real. Distractions distractions are also just as real. Okay? Don't get caught up. Please stop getting caught up. Please. The distractions are becoming so ridiculous now. Maybe not to regular people, maybe not to material, physical humans, but to spiritual humans. Like it's really obvious how these distractions are just blatant, just ridiculous, like stupid stuff. Okay, and sometimes we get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in the gossip. This person said that. What's up with this rapper? This like, this celebrity, all this stuff. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up. Okay. They're meant to get you off your path, to bring you back to this place. I told you guys earlier this year about, last year we spoke about the Black Lives Matter thing. Like, where the heck is that right now? Like, that just is like gone and dissipated. I said, don't get caught up in that. Okay. And then early this year, we had a thing of, what is the word? The phrase. What is the phrase of Black community building, Black something? What is the phrase? I don't know. I don't know the phrase. Anybody know what I'm talking about? There's this thing. Da, 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 ADOS. What is that? Like an acronym of Afro Indigenous? Whatever the phrase is, there's this thing. Black wealth. There's a phrase, guys. Like, what the heck is this phrase? There's this phrase that's been going around earlier this year. Like, get your American descendants of slavery. I don't want to be part of nothing that's American descendants of slavery. Y'all, please don't be involved if that's the name of it. Please don't get involved in that. Don't do that. You're not descendant of a slave. Okay. Generational wealth and all that stuff. Anyway, there's this phrase that I can't capture right now that's happening early this year. And so it's very enticing. Like, let's pull all our money together and let's do this and let's do that. And it's like, I've had to tell people that be careful, because you're trying to build this construct is created for a specific group at this time. Okay. Right. You're trying to build something within their constructs using their stuff. It doesn't work for spiritual beings. That's not how it works. Okay? If you want to have wealth, if you feel stuck on wealth, do your spiritual work. It all comes to you. It does effortlessly if that's what you want. Okay? But really, if you're doing your spiritual work, you're not on that anymore. You surpassed that. And I'm not saying that um spiritual people should be in poverty. Please, if you know me, I'm not saying that. That makes no sense for me to say that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, be mindful. You're trying to have generational wealth. Like, a lot of the celebrities that are talking this stuff, they listen. This is what I'm saying to you. A lot of these celebrities that are talking this not million, billionaire stuff and generational wealth and for my descendants and da 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 da. They are the main ones gathering together doing the most spiritual rituals because they recognize this is not it. They're trying to ascend, or they're trying to get out of here. They're trying to figure stuff out. They just got you fooled. That's just like when Cardi B had that song. What's it called? That song with Megan Thee Stallion, right? And she was like, "I don't cook, I don't clean that." Da, 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 da. Like these rappers took all this trash, like, just give me your money, da, 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 right? But they be the first ones crying and going crazy because their boyfriend cheated on them or whatever. Like, they're presenting you with one thing for you to think a certain way, but their real life is something else. As much trash as Cardi B talks, she is Offset got her whipped. You better believe she cooking and cleaning and doing all that stuff she said she wasn't doing, right? So be careful, be mindful of this stuff because these are traps to keep you down here, okay? It's traps to separate you, okay? These are traps, these people, these beings, these freaking yo, all these people that are on the narcissist tip, all of that was to basically divide twin souls. Because you had a lot of people that were twin souls saying my twin flame is a narcissist. He can't be. That means you are. Okay. So be careful of these things that are distractions and you guys get caught up in it and you watching it. Yeah. Black women are like that, or black men are like that, or yeah, it's a narcissist, da, 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 and everyone's a narcissist. You are a narcissist, he's a narcissist, everyone's a narcissist, right? Well, shit, if everyone around you is a narcissist, they must be reflecting something back on you. What's crazy is that the people that are talking this are they are what they are speaking of. Be careful. Be careful. They're not teaching you anything of real value. That's going to help you on your spiritual path. Be mindful of these distractions because they are all out here. Next year is going to be something else. There's a growing theme that I saw today, and I was like, this is going to be a thing. What the heck is it? And I was like, watch this become a thing. Watch this become a thing. Last year it was not last year. This year, a lot of people doing tarot. That was becoming a thing, right? Last year into this year, okay? But there's something else is about to be this. Everyone's gonna start doing it. I can't grasp what it is right now. But what I'm saying to you is just be mindful. Just be mindful. All right? All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah, be mindful of the astrology. Be mindful of the astrology. You cannot teach astrology. Oh my goodness. You have people teaching astrology from a outdated understanding that someone else wrote that didn't have a true spiritual connection to what really is what. So you have people teaching astrology talking about planets as these objects in the skies and not the energy beings that they are. And they're not able to tell a story about these energy beings. These are energy beings, okay? These are not just balls in the sky. And so you have people talking about them as if they are objects and things, okay? You have to be very careful about that. That's something that is also growing, okay? So that's why I'm telling you guys, like, listen, get your own, don't pay for no natal chart, get your own natal chart. Study as much as you can. When you need help, then you ask for help. Get one for free. Don't be paying for no natal chart. Don't pay nobody. I have seen people that have paid people to say, I'm going to do a natal chart for you. And they basically go on a website and print out a natal chart. There are sites for this that you can pay for to become a member. Okay, what's the name of one of them? I forgot the name of one. Anyway, you can pay to become a member. This is real talk. And you can tell people that you do natal chart readings and you can print out all this complicated stuff and they pay you $200, like real talk. And people do it. I know someone that did it. And I was like, girl, like you could have went to cafe.astrology and or astro.seek and did this yourself for free, like for real. Okay. So just be mindful of those people who are, just be mindful. Let's continue. Let's continue because I'm getting into the next thing. Number three. This reality is not real. Okay. This is not, I would say, like, we're not really from here anyway. We're here to do some work. Okay. This is not our home base. This is not this earth, heaven, and hell. Okay. Understand that this is not real. This is not a permanency thing, okay, for you. All right. Number 4. I don't want to get too deep into that. Number 4. You want to get deep? Watch Matrix 1 and 2. 3 and on. But 1 and 2 was actually written by the woman who had the dream about it. Okay. And she wrote it for the chosen ones, right? Neo 1. She also wrote Terminator. Neo is this little boy that was in a Terminator. These all came from dreams that she had. Okay. And she was speaking specifically about the chosen ones and Neo representing you. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Number 4. There are beings here that are not real. I always say that everyone is not who you perceive them to be. This is why I'm not on that whole we are the world, we are one. The hell no. I'm not one with you. I don't know what you are. You can kick rocks. Okay, I'm not. Okay, there's a higher level truth to that, but that's not what people are saying when they say we all are connected, we all are one. Okay, look at the ones who are saying that. These are the ones who are in position to want you to think that you're one with them so they can siphon off of your energy. Like for real. You don't hear no poor people in hood talking about we all are one because it's clear we all are not one. You hear affluent people saying we all are one. We're in this together. Like, yeah, you can say that. That's how you feel. That's not reality for me. We all are one. Come live where I live. Come experience what I experience. Since we all are one, I'm quite sure you're not gonna have that same idea that we all are one. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Okay, there are beings here that were created in this dimension that are stuck in this dimension. There's nothing that can be done there. There's nothing that they can be done to for them to get off this dimension. It just really isn't. Okay. These are material beings. They're here. They have a mission. They're clear. These are the ones that you may say, like, this is a glass of water, and they're looking at you like, that's coffee. You're like, no, it's a glass of water. It's clear. It's a glass, and they're like, that's a plastic cup of coffee. And you're like, are you serious? Like, this is a glass of water. And they're like, that's Kool-Aid in a red cup. You're like, what the? Stop pushing it. Okay, stop pushing it. All right. Understand that's who they are. That's where they are, and keep it moving. Real talk. I always tell you guys, don't force stuff on people. Don't force. You can talk about it. Those who are meant to hear what you have to say, they will hear. They will ask. Maybe they won't in the moment, but they will later on. Okay. Other ones will just be total. It's just it's like mind blowing. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't recognize that? You don't see this? This is I'm telling you the truth. I'm proving it to you. Okay. I would have arguments with I remember, like, this is when I first became aware with my mother about the Bible. And I'd be like, Mommy, like, it literally says this in the Bible. Like, I'm showing you here where it says this. Or Jeremiah 10 is talking about, do not put these trees in your house and deck them with silver and gold. Like, don't do it. You're doing it. And she was like, well, okay. Like, Mommy, I would be arguing with my mother. You're arguing with these people. Like, this isn't what it says. Like, like, I'm if this is your standard, and her standard was the Bible, then why are you not following it? I just don't understand. I couldn't understand it for the life of me, right? But I had to get from that place. This was me growing and understanding who I was, who people was, and there's some things you just leave alone. Okay, some things you just have to leave alone. Okay. Also be mindful, like I said, that there are those who are deceptors, that those who their goal is to keep you trapped. There is a rapper, and Spirit told me 2 days ago who he was. And he said it. He said it. He literally said, I only like powerful women. And what he does, and it's a pattern. He's with the powerful woman. When he leaves her, she's depleted. Like, real talk. Okay. And it's this continuous pattern that happens. There are beings that are out here like it. We know them. We know these celebrities. We know these singers. There's even some ones on the spiritual consciousness circuit thing that literally are here to siphon off of your energy, and is so, to those who know, is blatant. Okay, there's an energy of, like, I don't know how to say it, but they're essentially siphoning off of you. Okay, that's why I say be careful who you get readings from. Okay, be careful, be very careful. Okay. Okay. Number five. You are in a trap. Okay, you're just understand that you are trapped here. You got trapped here. Okay. Um, the way out is to remember who you are, to ascend. Okay, to know what to do, what you came here to do in this lifetime. Okay, and to be full in that. All right. This is nothing new. The ancient what do you, Kemet, ancient Kemet, they were obsessed with this. They knew they were trapped. They were obsessed with, like, there was no fear of dying, because it was like, okay, this time when I die, I'm gonna try to do it this way. Okay, they wanted to learn as much as they could so that when they died, they can get out. All right. Every ancient civilization had this obsession with getting out. Okay, except for us. We think, if I'm good, I'm going to heaven. If I'm bad, I'm going to hell. No, you would come right back here. All right. So you need to understand that the way out is to do your work, to recognize who you are, to be full in that. Okay. I just looked up and I saw Doc L, who said yes, yes, yes. They studied nothing but death. Their book is called The Book of the Dead. Like, right? Like, so understand that. They also, every ancient civilization, every single ancient civilization, what did they weren't worshiping. People, there's this thing that they worship, there were civilizations that came later that worshipped, like, the sun. Okay, but they weren't worshiping the sun and the freaking planets and the stars. Like, they weren't worshiping. They were really, like, when I tell you that these are tools for us to use, they understood they were tools. They understood that they were tools, and they were studying them. Like, tell me how to get out. What do I need to do? Okay. That's why I say every time something's in retrograde, it's game time. It's game time. It's time to do your work. Okay. When we have the moon has been given to us, let's use this energy as a tool. I don't want to say it's been given to us, but let's use this as a tool new moon to full moon. Let's take advantage of it. Let's do what they were doing so we can get this information so that we can ascend out of here. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I want to talk about this tonight. I may double back on this. This is something that I received, but that may be for a whole nother video. Okay. Yes. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. So I want you to write this down, that we are in spiritual war. We are in a spiritual war. And just not to be scared, not to be fearful. You are powerful. Okay. You're meant to be powerful. You're meant to win. Okay. There are 4 things that I want you to remember in this spiritual war. All right. Number 1 is to be on guard. Number 1 is to be on guard. Be on guard. Okay. So it's not like I want you to be like real nervous, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm not saying that. Right? I'm saying be on guard. What do I mean by that? Meditate. I'm always going to say meditate. I teach a class, spiritualascensionuniversity.com, how to meditate. If you go to zoeessentials.com, you can buy the meditation bundle. You get the class for free. If you're in the SDA or in a circle, you get it for free. If not, take the class because I break it down. I'm not just teaching you positions and mudras and ohms and ahms. I go deep. Why are you meditating? What is the difference between meditation and prayer? Okay, what is the purpose of it? Okay, I go deep into that. Take that class. This is not like you're stuck here unless you can master that, unless you can get that. Okay, there's no magic. There's no magic pill. There's no magic action that can surpass meditation. Like, it's just not. Why? Because we meditate to connect. Remember, I said you have to know who you are. Well, you know who you are. You know why you are the way you are. You know what you came here to do, and you do it. Okay? All right. So you have to meditate. Why do you meditate? To connect. You can meditate if you feel stressed and want to relax. There's techniques you can do for that. I'm not talking about that. Okay? Okay. Take the class, guys. I even teach you like the right ways to do it. Here are some tips to declutter your brain. Here are some ways, like, I'm an avid person of not using other people's guided meditations. Okay, I teach you what to do. All right, take the class. All right. So number 1, be on guard. Meditate to connect. Okay, follow instructions. When you are meditating, clairaudient or not, if you're clairaudient, the information is going to come to you very easily. Even if you're not, you're going to get information. You're going to get instructions. Follow them. Follow them. Don't doubt them. They're coming from you. Okay? Don't be like, oh, is that the devil telling me that? You know, like we're taught in church. I remember growing up in church. Oh my God. I thought I was possessed. At one point, my mother wanted to do an exorcism with me. Because when I was 13, I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is whack. We go to a Methodist church. Why are we reading the Nicene Creed that says I believe in the Holy Catholic Church? Like, what's wrong with this? Like, I don't believe, like, some of the stuff they teaching is wrong. Like, I'm a whole 13 years old going through this. And my mother's like, oh my gosh, hormones, she's possessed, you know? And so I'm like, that's not information that I'm getting. And she's like, well, who are you getting information from? And I really didn't know what to tell her. I'm like, well, when I pray, I get information. And she's like, the demons are speaking to my daughter. You know, I didn't know at the time that was my spirit team, but I was adamant, like, it's not demons. Like, these voices legit help me. Like, these voices legit protect me. I just don't know I didn't know who they were back then. I know they were my grandmother, and I didn't know I didn't know who they were. I just followed them, you know. But my mother, because we're taught in the church that only the pastor has the word. That's it. Anything else is a demon. It's a demon. It's a demon. It's a demon. It's the devil. It's the devil talking to you. Okay? No. If you are protecting yourself anyway before you meditate, okay? And I always tell people protect yourself. Just for your human self to know that I'm protecting myself. The information that you're getting is coming from you, unless you're a demon. I don't know. like it's coming from you. All right? And listen, let me tell you, I literally have someone on my spirit team who be cursing up a storm. And I used to be like, do I have a bad energy with me? Because they'd be like, F that, Melanie, F him, like talking like that. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, I have like some low vibrational entity. It's not that, is that individual was super powerful and was like, I don't care what nobody has to say. I don't care about none of those people. They were on that type of time. Okay. And so I recognize that. I know when they come through because they be cursing up a storm. Okay. That's what they did when they were here alive on this planet. They do the same thing on on the spiritual realm. Okay. So listen to these listen to your messages from spirit. Okay. Listen to your messages from spirit. All right. Um listen to listen to teachers and speakers that are speaking from a spiritual perspective. Listen to what I'm saying here. Just because I'm someone calls themselves spiritual la 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 does not mean that they are. Just because they put a turban on and wear dashiki and crystals, let me tell you something. They be the fakest ones. Okay? If they are regurgitating information, it is a sign. Like the ancient texts say to test them, say to them, tell me something new. Tell me something from spirit today. Tell me something so that I can believe what you're saying. But if you're telling me the same old thing, like, come on, like everyone else is saying that, like you legit listen to that video and now you're saying it in your own way. Like I'm not stupid. Like we're not at this point. Like you guys are starting to realize this. You guys are starting to see who's who. Like who you fooling. That's why I warned fake spiritual teachers months ago. Y'all better stop because it's becoming real blatant. Nobody's talking on the subject until one person talks on it, and when saying the same exact thing. So what's new? Because let me tell you something, change is always happening. Spirit is always moving. There's always new information coming. And if you can't give me no new information, what is the purpose? How are you teaching me anything? I'm trying to move in this space that is ever moving, and you give me old, outdated stuff. Okay, yes, I know the Egyptians were Black. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Van Sertima, for that. Thank you for your work. How is that helping me? We Israelites, okay, wonderful. Now what? Now what? We are the original ones here. Okay, great. Now what? Now what? Okay, you tell me the astrology stuff. I can read that. Like, for real, you can read it. Sometimes you don't want to read. You want to hear someone else speak it. Fine. But what are you telling me that's new? What's happening on the spiritual realm? Ask them. Ask. A lot of times you ask someone something and they can't back up what they say because it's coming from someone else. And you don't know where that person got that from. I had this was a year ago, maybe a year or two ago. And I don't debate with people. Sometimes I have time. Sometimes I have time. Sometimes I'm just like not doing nothing. And somebody would say something. And it's like, oh, you picked the right time. And somebody says something about some crystal. And I was like, who told you that? Who said that to you? Who said that? Who said that? Right? Who said that? And I was like, no, that's not factual. That information is not factual. Well, how do you know? And I said, well, because I got it from a teacher, this master teacher who's not popular, Ross Ben, who's not like, doesn't have 10 million views, not like popular in the crystal circuit necessarily, but he's talking about how the crystals affect melanin. And he said that all melanated people should have malachite, azurite, criscola, because they are all from copper. I said, word, because what he said resonated with me. I didn't understand why, but he's the only one looking like him that's talking this, and he'd been talking this. Okay, so it wasn't until a few years ago the spirit was like, let me tell you why, Melanie, because they have copper. In your neuromelanin, there's copper. This connects you to the ether, to the all, to the omniverse, inner and outer. That's why. And I was like, does he know this? I don't know if he knows this or not. So when someone came to me because they read some crystal Bible book that was written by someone else, and it was like, they said, well, this is the most powerful crystal. I said, where'd they get that information from? Can they even talk to crystals? Can they even talk? Because straight up, crystals will talk to you. Crystals will have conversations. Crystals will say, I don't want to be put in water. Don't put me next to that crystal. Okay. And what this is like, do not put me next to Peacock Ore. She talks too much. Peacock Ore is a female. She talks a lot. Some crystals are like, I can't deal with her today. Like, they will talk to you. So whoever wrote these books, were they having that experience? Like, so what I'm saying to you is that when someone is giving you, if someone is calling themselves a teacher and they're giving you an information, they can't back that up. If they can back it up with book knowledge, fine. We're past that. Someone wrote that book. Where'd that person get the information from? They need to be able to back it up with something spiritual. Spirit needs to tell me, I need to have something. It needs to resonate, and I need proof. Because what I always say is truth is truth. Truth is always truth. Okay? All right. Let's continue. And let me continue. let me continue, because I can go on, and I'm not going to. The second one, we are in spiritual war number 2. If you are connected to yourself, yes. If you are connected to yourself, you know who's feeding bullshit and who's not. It's like you just can't hear them. It's like, I cannot. Your spiritual ears is like, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I can't hear it anymore. Okay. So the second one is, let me retract, because this is was it Brother Panic said this. I remember listening to a video. This was a few years ago, and he curses. He curses, and I promise you, the most spiritual people are like the most cursing, vulgar people. Like, they're just not. When someone is very, spiritual and calm and just like that, I'm scared. There's something not right, because they're taking this too serious. Okay. So he said that he was teaching or something, and he was cursing. He curses up a storm. And these ladies were like, you would have more of a following if you didn't curse. And so it sat with him for a while. And how Spirit was like, listen, maybe my cursing is to block people like you, who this message is not for anyway. Okay? Real talk. So what I always say is that what the person is, that teacher has to resonate with you. Okay? It has to resonate as truth. You don't hear, You know how many times, like, I'll listen to myself, how many times I say, oh my God, I say it so many times. It's crazy. Sometimes I curse, you know? The thing is that you see past that because you're connecting more on a telepathic wave. Okay? You're seeing all past all the human things that would bother you. All right? So let's continue. Let's continue. If I listen to him, I don't even hear the cursing. And I don't know if it's because I grew up and I heard a lot of cursing, so it doesn't really bother me. Um, I just hear the message, whatever the message is. All right, number 2. Guard yourself. Okay, guard yourself. Guard yourself. You don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you curse, you're not spiritual. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Guard yourself. So what do I mean by guard yourself? Number 1, protect your physical body. Protect your physical body. And I spoke about this earlier that and this is very true. A lot of the higher you ascend, even a lot of spiritual beings have issues in their body, just have like things going on with their body. Not that they're unhealthy or they're doing bad habits, it's just that when you are, how do you say this? When you are existing out of your body or out of this dimension a lot, the body tends to get weaker. Okay. The body becomes weakened. Okay. And so it's important for you to make sure that you are protecting your physical body. All right. You want to make sure that you are taking certain herbs. And I'm going to give you guys a list of herbs. And we're going to talk about something later on. I didn't want to talk about in the beginning. I didn't want no issues with these algorithms. um, but make sure you're protecting your physical body, okay, as much as you can. Okay. Not that you are making the physical body more important than your spiritual, but there are certain things that you can do to just keep it strengthened. Okay. Um, if you're told to move, move. Guard yourself. Listen, I'm telling you, I have stories upon stories because some of you guys tell me stories. You know how many people was told that lived in New York City, like for real, and was told move, like the month before COVID hit, like for real. I moved out of New Jersey the month before, but you know how many other people moved that were in the city? Because when it hit in New York City, it was complete haywire. Okay, that is guarding your body. That is your spirit team saying, you got to get out of here now. You listen. I don't care how many times you move. When we moved to the home we're in now, my oldest daughter said to me, she said, Mommy, do you know this is my 10th time moving in my life? And I was just like, as a mom, I was like, damn, you really wasn't stable. But spiritually, I was like, well, we moved every time we were prompted to move, and that's just what it is. And you chose me to be a mother, so you on for the ride, you know? And then she told me later on, because I revisited with her and I said, did I was concerned, did it cause any trauma within her? Do you feel a certain way? And she was like, no, because if I feel like moving to another country, I know what to do now. So in her mind, she can pick up and go. She doesn't have fear. Okay. But that's tied into her spiritual work, what she has to do. But she chose me as her mother to do this so that she can do her spiritual work. Everything just worked together. Okay. So I'm telling you this, if spirit is telling you to move, don't be on no, what am I going to do? Where am I going to live? Don't be on that. Like sometimes you just got to start the first steps to planning. Don't worry about the money. I told you guys I moved out of the country. 2 days before I moved, I had like, I don't know, $82 in my bank account. Okay. So if you're being told to move, understand maybe your spirit team is protecting you or guarding you against something. You follow that. All right. Um, Guard yourself, crystals. You should not be leaving the home without crystals on you. We don't want to use high vibrating crystals, so don't have like amethyst. Don't wear those. Okay, don't have, third eye crystals out in public. Mm-mm. You want to have more grounding ones in public. Okay, when you're in your home, you have to protect your. This is something that Spirit was really um, this year, this past few months, really heavy with me on with regards to protecting your home. There should be crystals in your home places. There should be plants, okay? Strong plants. This behind me is called mother's tongue or a snake plant. There's different varieties, super powerful. Like you can't kill it. Like it doesn't die. It's crazy, okay? Super powerful, super protective. You want to have these things guarding yourself. You want to guard yourself, okay? The crystals that all spiritual humans should have are malachite, chrysocolla, azurite. All should have that. Make sure you have at least one of those, if not all of them. Okay. Those you can wear out in public. I have this huge malachite crystal that I would like put in my bra, and it has dropped so many times in like the most embarrassing places, and I just pick it up like doop, 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 put it right back in. Elite shungite is another one. What happened to the 5G towers? Like, wasn't everybody talking about that last year? And then all of a sudden, we not worried about that? Like, are y'all for real? Like, for real, like the metaverse is like a real thing, and that you need this thing called the Oculus to be in the metaverse. And the Oculus, legitimately, my daughter has one. It's a device you put on your head. It has these hand things, and you walking through the metaverse. Like I was walking through the metaverse. My daughter's like telling me this is called the rec room. That's what it's called. So I'm walking through the rec room with my daughter, and I'm like saying hi to people. People run up to me like, "Hi." I'm like, "Oh shit, for real?" Okay, like this is real stuff. In my mind, I'm like the amounts of radiation and all kind of stuff going on. Like my daughter has shungite everywhere. Like when she's on her stuff, I'm like, where's your shungite chain? Where's your stuff at? Like you cannot be on this stuff unless you have your elite shungite. Okay. What I want to say about 20 years ago, Dr. Delbert Blair spoke about this, and he was selling diodes on his website. He spoke about this. This is before it was like a thing, and it hasn't even come. Listen to me, because when it hits, it's gonna hit. Okay. There was somebody that emailed me Zoe Essentials and told me that number one, he said that the elite shungite I was selling couldn't be real because of how much I was charging. I was like, mind your business. I'm charging what I'm charging because I'm servicing a specific group of people, and I want them to get it in their hands. And then he told me, you're messing it up for others because there are other people. This piece of elite shungite, I think is $25 on Zoe Essentials. He sells the same piece for like $80. Same size, same piece. The bigger, the more expensive. Okay. And he was telling me like I'm messing it up because it's rare. It's rare to get these pieces in this country. What's happening is that the science is coming out from Russia talking about how powerfully protective it is against EMF radiation. And I'm going to have, again, in the inner circle, I'm going to have someone from Russia talk to us about elite shungite and all of its benefits. Okay. Can't do it on YouTube, guys. All right. The next thing, number three. You guys, you remember that, Ernest? Yes, you guys remember that he was talking about that, right? 20 years ago, people thought he was crazy. Like what I have on my phone, this is a piece of orgone that has shungite in it. This was made by Brother Hank Rising Sun. I've had this for, I don't know, years. I just keep peeling it off and putting it on another device. But the what is his name? not Rick, I forgot his name, the guy I speak to in Russia. He tells me that is more powerful to wear it on your body. Like you can have it on your device and stuff, but put it on your body. Okay, it shields your body. So anyway, number 3. Let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is guard your loved ones. Guard your loved ones. So number 1 is be on guard. Number 2 is guard yourself. Number 3 is guard your loved ones. Guard your loved ones. Terry, you said F him respectfully. Yeah. Like Natea knows, he'll be coming in, like, and my daughters know, people be coming into my DMs, talking trash, saying that I said we're racist. People saying the most stuff. And I'd be like, I don't care. Like, this is not for you anyway. Like, you got the wrong business owner. If you think like you're gonna move me or stop me from doing something, okay? Yeah. So I don't respect them at all. Don't be trying to come for me and what I'm doing. But yeah, he's called Uncle Hank. I think Brother Panic calls him Uncle Hanky. That kind of caught on. Number 3. Ashley, you said, would you elaborate on what they're good for? So if you have a question, I may catch them in the chat, but you have to put question marks in front and you have to ask a complete sentence. If I don't catch them, the moderators, like, they legit know the stuff. They will answer. And there's some others. I have students on here as well that will also answer, if you have questions, but put question marks in front. Make sure you have a full sentence so that it's clear, what you're asking. Okay. All right. Okay. He was on Black Magic last week. Yeah, I have to actually call him back. He just texted me. We're doing some experiments on noble gases. Salima, can you charge my phone? It died. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. You're not on camera, don't worry. All right, let's continue. Yes, I have an elite shungite piece that I have on my nightstand. I have it on my Wi-Fi router. I have it on the plug. Make sure you guys put it on the plugs of your Wi-Fi router. That's where most of the radiation is coming from, not the actual device, but the plug that's plugging into the wall. Your refrigerators. It's good to put plants on your refrigerator. You can put a pothos with crystals in them on your refrigerator because your refrigerator is emitting radiation. Your microwaves, things of that. Anything that has a lot of radiation in your home, you definitely want to put shungite on. Okay. Number 3, guard your loved ones. Let's get back to that. Guard your loved ones. How do you guard your loved ones? Who are we talking about? Number 1, if you have children, you have to tell them the truth. You do a disservice to them by trying to protect them. You have to understand a lot of your children are your ancestors. A lot of them came back. They're more ancient than you are. And they're trying to keep what memory that they remember. Okay. And so when they say, like, I had a bad dream, don't say, oh, it's okay, baby, you'll be fine. Engage them. Ask them what it was about. Talk to them. Allow them to stay firm in who they are and remember who they are. Okay. So how do you guard your children? By protecting them. Because let me tell you guys, hold on. Let me tell you. One of my daughters is a straight up warrior. No doubt. I always knew she was a little, different. Okay. She made it to the Junior Olympics. She was like one of the top in the country at her sport. Okay. She's always had a little gangster in her. Just like my Gemini child. Okay. Little gangster in her. Nothing really moves her. It's just a little odd. Okay. And I had to come to terms with that. She's a warrior. When I allow her to be in her space and I tell her, like, you're a warrior, you have to do this in the house. Like, she's the one at night, she walks around the house and makes sure everything is straight. She's a teenager. She's 14 years old, but she's been doing this. Okay. I had to tell her who she was. I had to say, this is who you are in this lifetime. This is who you came to be in this lifetime. Real talk. Was it a year ago? I don't know when it was. We went to a rest stop. I got out at the rest stop to stretch my legs. For real. And there were these truckers there. I didn't know. I didn't know what for all you who are truckers, you know what a lizard is. I didn't know what a lizard was. Okay. Prostitutes at the truck stop. I didn't know. I get out at the truck stop to walk, to stretch my freaking legs. But I have on leggings and I had like a sweater, but it was warm. I think I took the sweater off. So I had like on leggings and like a shirt. So I'm walking to stretch my legs, and these two truckers are looking at me talking, right? I don't know what's going. I'm not paying attention to them. I'm just like stretching my legs. It's dark, whatever. My daughter hops out the car and she's facing them like this. Like, y'all better not say nothing to my mother. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Get back in the car. And she's like, no, they were looking at you, mommy. And I was like, what you gonna do? She was like, I can think of a couple things I'll do to them. And she started listing the stuff that she would do. And I was like, let's get out of here. I didn't realize until last week why they were looking at me like that, because they thought I was a prostitute. They see a car with women, they thought like like I was trying to like do some things. I didn't know that. She didn't know that. All she knew was that these two men were looking at me talking. She, who is smaller than me, was ready to throw down. Okay. So I have to be in my truth with her. I have to tell her truth when when she says stuff to me like, mommy, there's, what is today? Like she asked me like last week, what is today, mommy? And I'm like, what do you mean, what is today? What is happening energetically today, mommy? Because there's a lot of activity in the house. And I'm just like, and I have to like, what is today? What is going on? I'm like, oh, the moon is such and such, or oh, this is happening energetically. I cannot be like, what are you talking about? Go back to bed. You're bugging out. I can't do that. I have to recognize who she is. She needs to know what's going on in the house. She's trying to protect. She is a warrior. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is that you do a disservice to your children when you don't tell them the truth. Okay. I hope you're not telling your kids about Santa Claus. Not even a black Santa Claus. Okay. Don't even say Santa Claus is black. Okay. Like this stuff like that. Don't do that. Okay. Um, the next thing is protect them. You protect your children. How you protect them. You teach them how to protect themselves. You have children, you teach them to say this: I'm surrounded in a bubble of love. Anything that is not of love cannot be in my bubble. Period. You teach your children to say that. Then you protect them. When they're sleeping at night, you go through their room with your right hand. This is your giving hand, you giving energy. You can hold a crystal in your left hand to receive the energy you need. Okay. And you go through their room and you speak into their room. Nothing that is low vibration can be in this room. Get out. You clap your hands really loud. Okay. Or you burn something and you tell your kids, not this is Palo Santo. You can say this is protection smoke. Okay, depending on how young they are. Okay. You protect them. Because again, you don't know if their job is to protect you. Do you understand? You don't know if their job is to give you wisdom, to tell you stuff that you can't tap into because you've been in this construct for too long. Okay? You trust them. They're not here to hurt you or to stress you out. I mean, it may feel like it, like for real. Sometimes they do, stress you out. Okay? But you acknowledge them. You acknowledge who they are. All right? You can protect your family members. All right? Those who may or may not be, on this path that you're on. You have the authority to protect them. All right. Okay. The fourth one: guard your truth. Guard your truth. Guard your truth. Guard your truth. What do I mean by guarding your truth? Everyone, write this down. Everyone write this down. Stop doubting yourself. Guard your truth. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. I understand you were in full belief of who you were. You went into pre-K or kindergarten, and you may have told your teacher, I'm a superhero. Okay? And she may have said, sit down, little Johnny. You know what you're talking about. And you're like, no, for real, I'm a superhero. And you may have given her a name. And you got written up, got a demerit for talking back in class. Okay? I remember when I was little, I would finish my work early. I would finish my work early every single time. I had straight A's. I wish I could get one of my report cards and show you guys. I had straight A's, and I would get demerits for writing notes in the corner of my papers or for humming. Everyone in the class is still taking their test, and I'm sitting there. I'm literally writing sigils in the corner of my page. I'm doing like just intricate designs and numbers. I'm adding numbers up. Numbers up. I'm adding numbers. I start with 1 plus 5, and then I'll add this number and get to like 10 million. I was doing it since kindergarten, okay? Not kindergarten, first grade. And I would get in trouble. Melanie is a smart girl, but she doodles on her paper, or she talks too much in class, or she's humming. Like, what the hell? Okay? So we're taught that that's wrong. So me not realizing that I'm a communicator, I'm clairaudient, and I was getting information from spirit, I had to stop my writing. So I stopped it. So who knows what what ancient language I was communicating back then, and I was told to stop it. There's something wrong with that. Be in your truth. Be in your truth. Trust in your truth, okay? Understand that those were things that were done to you. Those were damages. Your parents may have played a role in it, okay? My mother would say every morning, don't talk in school. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. Every I can see myself. I can see her saying it. And she wasn't saying it because she was being a mean mom. She was saying it because you're in a good school, Melanie. Like, we are in the Bronx. I got you in a good school. Like, don't F this up, please. Like, don't F this up, please. Just don't say nothing. Because if you get kicked out of school, you got to go PS, whatever. you know. So I don't blame my mom for it, but these are things that happen to us. Okay. So stop doubting yourself. Start believing yourself again. You heard it. You saw it. It's real. It's real. People are like, Melanie, I saw something flying, in the corner, and it looked like a butterfly, but there's no butterflies in my room. You saw a butterfly then. If you are protecting yourself, there's nothing to fear. There's this, oh, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even go there. If you're protecting yourself, you're vibrating high, there's nothing to fear. I keep saying, don't fear the darkness. That's where you're from. That's where you're from. You're not, there's a opposite understanding of light, okay? And exposing light as if that is truth. No, we are exposing what's in the dark, what is unseen, what is hidden. Okay. We're just able to see it in the light because we're in this third dimension of light. Okay. But like, real talk, how do blind people see if they don't have light? But they can see, they have sight. How you can close your eyes and see stuff? Is it not dark when you close your eyes? So what is sight? What is light? We really have been, and I'm not trying to like make you guys like, what the Melanie? I'm not trying to go there tonight. I'm just saying there's some things you have to rearrange in your mind with your understanding, okay? All right. Trevon said too late. Oh my gosh, that's for another another lesson. Okay. Let's stay on track here. Speak your truth openly. Speak your truth openly. Speak your truth openly. Y- You no longer have to be like, this is not, 1920s, 1950s. You can legit be on Instagram and say I'm a whole witch and nobody's gonna say nothing about it. Like for real. Okay. Why are you still hiding who you are? Why are you still hiding your truth? You say that I'm trying to connect with those like me, but you and them are hiding who you are. Be who you are. Talk about it. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. What ends up happening is that you don't know who is happens to listen or watch. You don't know. You don't know if spirit is going to connect you to someone and you're going to say something that they received and they're like, how do they know that? Okay? How do they know? And then you connect to that person. But if you keep your mouth shut, if you hide your truth, it doesn't come out. Okay? Speak your truth. Don't be afraid. You afraid of what your mom and them gonna say? Get your mom and them. Like for real. I'm telling you guys, these are the same people that will come back to you with questions. I promise. So you might as well speak your truth. At least they know where you stand. Okay? You cannot be in your spiritual work. You cannot be in spiritual work. You cannot be I don't care what you say. You can't say I'm doing spiritual work and I'm not being in my truth, 100% of my truth. Okay? Speak it openly. Um okay, so the 4, be on guard, guard yourself, guard your loved ones, guard your truth. Okay? You guys are still on the blind things. I'll be messing with blind people now. Like I know you can see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. Okay, let's continue. I want to talk about this because this is something that um has been happening a lot lately. There's a lot of people that are in their 20s. I've had a lot of consultation with like a young adults up to 27 years old, okay? And I'm always like, how old are you? Because I can just tell. These are like my spiritual nieces and nephews, right? So I was explaining something to them and spirit like dropped some information on me. And I want to share this with you because you need to understand what generation you're in. I'm not talking about millennials, Gen X. I'm not talking about that. I'm going to give age ranges and I'm going to tell you what the role is that you're here to play. And it's not a definitive line. These are just the numbers that I happen to receive and wrote down. Okay. And again, all truth is truth. So I'm going to match this with astrology. Okay. So let's talk about in astrology, we have these modes. We have these crosses, right? And they're called the 3 crosses of astrology. Okay. The first one is cardinal. Okay. The second one, that's the Cardinal Cross. Okay. You have 4 zodiac on the Cardinal Cross. Okay. Then you have the uh, fixed cross. So cardinal is uh, um, Cancer and Capricorn. They're on opposite sides. And then you have Aries and Libra. Okay, those are the cardinal signs. And then you have the fixed. Okay, and the fixed are Leo and Aquarius. Of course, I put Leo on top. And Aquarius. And Aquarius would be like, I'm on the top. And then you have Scorpio and Taurus. Those are the fixed signs, okay? And then you have the mutable. And mutable, you have Gemini and Sagittarius. And then you have Virgo and Pisces. Those are mutable, okay? So you have three different crosses, okay? This is where astrology gets really juicy, really interesting. The cardinal signs are the ones who initiate. They're the initiators. They set the standards, okay? They're the ones who make the sacrifice for something new, okay? The fixed cross, they hold it up. They're the executors, okay? They are the ones who hold it up. They're like, Cardinal says this, that's what it is. That's what it is. I don't care what nobody says. That's just what it is. Okay, they're fixed. You can't change them. Okay. The cardinal energies are always, I'm about to say the shit starters. Cardinal energies, maybe. But they're the initiators, they're the starters, the fixed, they hold it up. Okay. When the fixed energy has their mindset, that's it. What you okay? Then you have the mutable and they play it out. The mutable is like the cardinal said this, the fixed made the way, and so now we're just gonna roll with it. We don't have much to do but to follow it, to play it out. Okay, got it? So let's look at it like this: the cardinal energy. We have there's quite a few, and this is not. I haven't done a survey. I don't know, but those who are around 50 years old and older come in with this cardinal energy, okay? They're the initiators, they set the standards. We're talking about some of our master teachers that are still here, Sister Myra, Dr. Delbert Blair, Credo Mutwa, okay? Um, you have Layla Africa. You have some of these that came here, they set the standard, okay? They sacrificed, you know, when Credo Mutwa first started doing his teaching, like his home was burnt down. Like they tried to kill him, and he was just like, "I'm just really trying to help y'all and just trying to expose truth to this African continent. I'm not doing anything wrong." They called him a witch, all these things because this was happening in the early part of the last century. Okay, then you have the fixed. And these are like, let's say 38 to 49. We can play with these numbers. Okay. These are the ones who are the executors. They hold it up. Okay. They have to push against odds. They have to be strong enough. That's like, I don't care what you think. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this work. Okay. You're fighting. They're the fighters. Just like the fixed energies, the Leos, the Scorpios, like you don't want to get into a fight with the Leo or a Scorpio, right? This this no, okay? You don't want to get into a fight with this the certain energies you just don't want to bump heads with. An Aquarius, don't get into an argument with an Aquarius. Psh, okay, a Taurus, okay, because they're fixed. They're like, I got the word, that's it. I'm going to do this work. Okay? So you have this this group who is they are the example. So the first group, they set the example. The second group that's like again 38 to 49, they be the example. They are the example. Okay? They're like, we heard what those teachers said. We're gonna live this. Yeah, everybody can say we crazy. We don't care. We're gonna live this life. This is just what it is. Okay? Then you have a group that's in between, that's like 28 to 38, okay? They're the ones who demonstrate the example, okay? They're in between the fixed and the mutable. So they're the ones who's like, okay, let's see how this works. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try. You said do this ritual. Let me do it. Let me try it. Let's see. Okay. They demonstrate the example. So the first group set the example, the second group be the example, the third group demonstrates the example. Okay. They may have a little doubt, but they're like, let's test this out. Let's see. Okay. And as we go up, the groups get larger, okay? Or as we go down, the groups get larger. And then we have the final group. These are the ones up to 27. These are the 18-year-olds who have consultations with me talking about, Melanie, what's my soul mission? I'm like, did you graduate high school yet? Like, are you are freaking amazing. Like, I'm just like, what? These are the ones who they run with the example. They have zero fear. They do not care about this construct at all whatsoever. They don't even have concept of money. They have zero concept of money. They don't even know what a button is. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are 27 or under, you don't know what a button is because your phones are flat. Your phones are flat. When we first had phones, we had buttons. Forget that. My first telephone had a whole, you guys remember that? The ring. When I said I was hanging up, I was hanging up. When I said hold on, it's because I put the phone on hold, on a thing to hold it. Okay? You guys don't have buttons, you have screens. You don't have no my daughter legit is like, mommy, can you send me some money for what? Because I need to buy some stuff. I have bills. Like, what bills you have? She wants to buy stuff in the metaverse. Like, what you? I need to. My daughter, my daughter has a whole entire game. I'm I I'm telling you, 2 weeks ago, I heard her saying, you can't come in because you don't have enough coins. I was like, who are you talking to? Rude like that. Somebody wants to play my game. I said, what game? She said, I have a game. And I was like, you have a game? They don't have there's no concept of things that we have concepts of. Their mind is just there's no construct for them. Okay. They're fearless. Okay. These are the ones who come in and just disrupts this construct. All right. All right. So we have this energy, the cardinal, the fixed, the mutable. Where are you sitting in? What is your energy? Be fully in that energy. Okay. Be okay with that. Understand that the cardinals, the originals, they sacrifice. It's not a lot of them. That's why I said we are to honor them. We are to respect them. Listen to what they are saying because of the sacrifices they made to say it. You know how hard it was? Like I tell you guys, back in the 50s, I can't imagine the heartbreak. I can't imagine the heartbreak that, for example, Dr. Delbert Blair felt in the late 1950s when he's saying that he's seen their aliens, their spaceships out there, and they visited him, they spoke to him, they told him things. Can you imagine the people? Like, just think for a moment, do you imagine the amount of people that said he was crazy and talked bad about him, his own people, up until recently? Like, real talk. The sacrifice they had to make, the family members that died or were attacked. Okay, that's why we honor them. Okay, so these are the groups, the four groups that Spirit gave me, and aligned it with astrology, and I just love how that works. So that's just something I wanted to share with you all. Okay, who said Straight Panther? You remember 8-track tapes? Listen, if you had a car with one, whew, they still have cars, like cars that were like 1970s that have the 8-track tape decks in them, and now they're like real expensive because they're like retro, whatever. Yeah, I remember the regular cassette tapes where we used to like have to rewind them, stick stuff in them to record TDK. I used to record what was it? um Hot 97 in New York, Hot 97. Every night, the top 8 at 8 would be like the top 8 songs, New York City would play. And I would stay up to listen to the top 8 at 8. And I would record all the songs. And then the next day I would like trying to rap them, um, you know, rewinding it, getting the song, trying to just anyway. My daughters found one of my tapes. And they was like, "Mommy, what is this?" I was like, "It's a tape." There was like a tape of what? To tape what up? And I was just like, "You guys have no idea what a cassette tape is." All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Yes, the quiet storm. What you know about the quiet storm? West Indies DNA? WBLS. What you know about that? You remember the Quiet Storm? That was some good music. Like, music doesn't exist like that anymore. You remember? Like, damn, Johnny Gill and remember that song? Anyway, Secret Garden. You guys remember that song? I don't remember that song, Secret Garden. If you don't remember the song Secret Garden, when we are done, go on YouTube, type in Secret Garden. I'll be sure, Quincy Jones, Barry White. That song, like a lot of babies were made. Let me tell you, that song was just like everything. Okay. To this day, I still listen to that song like, damn, that song is just, you guys know, yeah. El DeBarge. Mm-mm-mm. Barry White was amazing. Okay. Hmm. There are some things that I don't know if I need to touch on. So bear with me as I'm trying to get clarity. Let me do this. Let me give you this because I told you I would give you this list. I told you I would give you this list of herbs to get. Now, here's the thing. I think since early this year, I've been speaking a lot about herbs, why to take the herbs, not this year, last year, the frequency of herbs, all of that. And some of you have taken to it and some have not. Okay. I'm going to say this last thing. Zoe Essentials is like my business, one of my businesses, and we sell herbs. However, we sell like 68 herbs. We are going to go down to like 10 and then a couple of teas that we'll sell because the time is over for that. Like the time is up for that in our trajectory. There are certain herbs this week. Let me talk about this week. If I can count this week the people that have DM'd me because someone has gotten sick um, from COVID or whatever, and they'll say, Melanie, what can I do? My first thing is, do you have the herbalist special? That's a group of like 20 herbs that we put together. I told everybody just get it. Because you have that, I can tell you what to use in that. And so I literally say, do you have the herbalist special? They say, yes. Okay. One person I told her she was making something for someone else. And I said, get these 4 herbs, put them together, give it to them. Do a teaspoon, give it to them. When you don't have the herbs and you're asking, now I got to tell you to go out and buy it. I don't know if I have it in stock. It just causes time to be spent. Okay. Now you're sick and you need something now. What do? You can't go out to the store and get this stuff. Okay. So when I'm saying get the herbs, like trust me, I'm not just saying it to be like, oh, get herbs. It's fun. I'm saying it for a real reason. Okay. There are some herbs that you need to have on hand. Period. Um, do I go here? Do I go here? Do I go here? Um, so positive vibes like yes, go there. Um, okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about viruses. Okay. And I've had talks with people about this and trying to explain it. I'm not gonna go too deep. I can go too deep into it, but I want you to understand that you have them already in your system. You're not catching them. You don't catch that. You don't catch it. What the old people would say was actually true. You catch a cold. Okay. You have these things that are you're made up of bacteria. You're made up of bacteria, and there's a whole bunch of, we have all types of bacteria in us. that are really good. Okay, we have some that are bad. Okay, we have parasites in us. We have a lot of stuff in us. Okay, these viruses. If you had like chickenpox, you have the varicella on your spinal column. Yeah, cold sore, herpes. You have that virus in your body. It's not that it is a detrimental thing. It's not going to kill you. What happens is that it shows up when your immune system is compromised. So you can, this is beyond me why people don't do this. You can look up any virologist, you can Google it. The information is literally there. You get sick from these things when your immune system is compromised. Okay. How does your, why does this happen? I want you to think. I want you guys to really take a moment and think. We have things called allergy season, flu season, right? When do these things happen? When do these things happen? It's not a real season. When do these things happen? They happen when the temperature changes. Okay? If your body is at 98.6 and you're in your home and it's 98.6 and you go outside and it's cold and now your body has to fight to get to 98.6 and you don't have a jacket on, you have now compromised your immune system. Your body is, they're like, forget everything else. We got to get this, make sure the organs stay warm because the organs have to remain at a certain temperature. Okay. So that's why you shiver because your body's trying to heat up. Okay. That's why your hands go numb because all the blood is going to your major organs because that is what has to be protected. Okay. So if your body is focused on protecting its major organs, it's not thinking about the immune system. All of those, and I don't want to get into all the names of it. There are a lot of different, um, let's say, workers in the body system. Let's just say that, okay? And their job is to different types of cells, okay? And their job is to keep that immune system up, okay? But there are things that take precedence. If this heart does not have enough warmth, or this lung or this kidney or whatever doesn't have the right temperature, then it can go into failure. So forget that job. We need to send all the blood here. So all the blood that's going here, we need to bring it back here. Okay. That's when your immune system is compromised. And that's how you get sick. Okay. Okay. So what do? We support our immune systems as much as we can with high vibrational herbs so that when this happens, we are not affected. We can bounce back. Okay. Everyone, you following me, right? The amount this Christmas, I know in Virginia it was 70 degrees. I know that there are many places where it was very warm. I saw kids outside today with t shirts on. The temperature drops at night. So in their home is one temperature. They're going outside, it's a different temperature. Their body's confused. Their immune system is compromised. All these little kids I see out here playing, I'm like, compromise immune system. One kid had on a coat. He's good because he's keeping his body warm. But the rest, they're all going to be sick next week. Why? They outside in the grass. They're not catching nothing from the air. It's because their immune system is low. So now when you are around someone who has a virus that has surfaced, okay, now you are susceptible to that. Make sense? Does that, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Anything else? Any other propaganda is just BS. This is why they would say in the olden days, you caught a cold. Where do you think the word cold comes from? Cold, they're talking about the temperature, your body temperature. Okay? It's your body temperature. That's why that's why you have fever. Why do you have fever? What did I just explain to you? Your body's trying to heat up. It's trying to keep the organs protected. Okay, it's trying to burn what virus or bacteria is not good. Fever is not a bad thing. That's why I tell parents when your kids have a fever, don't try to get rid of the fever right away. There are things you can do to. You don't want it to get too high, but you don't want it to drop it too low. Okay, let your child fight to give them a fighting chance when it gets. And there's things because listen, our grandparents, they what hospital were they running to back in the day? They weren't running to no hospital. They were putting poultices, all kinds of things, cooling things, peppermints, camphor on the body, on the head. Let's make sure we cool the head space, okay? So that they don't have seizure. But we want the body to heat up, okay? Like this is real stuff I'm telling you all right? So the other reason why I'm saying this, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go here because I really don't care. The reason why I'm saying this is because please listen to me. Please, I tell you no lie. I tell you no lie. I tell you no freaking lie. I tell you no lie. I tell you no lie. When I told you guys earlier this year, Spirit said, when I told you about these daggone vaccines and the blood clots, remember I said it? Remember I said it back in the beginning of this year? Ugh. How about last week, Johnson & Johnson admitted that the vaccine causes that. Admitted that it causes blood clots. They freaking admitted it. And who was getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccines? Where were they pressing and distributing it at? Where were they telling people have a chicken sandwich to get this vaccine at? Where was this happening? Like you knew what it was. That's why I said don't do it. Because if somebody has to tell you get a shot for some freaking donuts, like you think so less of me? You think that I'm a piece of shit for you to think that I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna shoot something up at me for a donut? And some of y'all did it? Like, come on. Now, they don't even wait a year. They didn't even wait a year. They didn't even wait a year to say, oh, we fucked up. So now all y'all that got the vaccine, oh well. And all the kids that got it. Remember what I said? Myocarditis. Myocarditis, inflammation of the heart. When you destroy heart tissue, it cannot regenerate. So all the young ones that got it, you know who was attacking the most? Young males. Listen. Japan now has a warning that says if you take this, you are at risk of having heart issues. They are now saying it is not mandatory. This is what I'm telling you guys. I said this earlier. I gave you the specifics. I broke it down. I think I broke it down on Instagram. I said I broke it down how the thing works in your body and what happens to the blood. And I broke down the whole entire pulmonary system and what happens. That was the Instagram that was deleted. I was talking too much stuff. But when the UK announces that young males 19 and under should not get it because they will have inflammation of the heart, come on. So when I'm saying stuff to you, this is not Melanie just talking flippantly or because I heard this. I'm telling you this stuff because this is coming from spirit. Like, and again, I'm never in a place of pressure anybody. You do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But listen, when you have information, when you have the science, like I wasn't just randomly saying it. Like I gave you guys the science behind it. I told you. Did I tell you guys? Or did I say it on Instagram? I named the herb. I named the herb. I'm on fire now because today I just got a text message. It makes me so freaking mad. Today, in one day, seven children, seven children were diagnosed with this thing, with COVID-19. Seven children. It's flu season. They didn't say they had pneumonia or the flu. Seven. I'm telling you what's coming down the pike. Y'all think it's a joke when I say protect your kids. You think it's a joke? When I say get custody of your kids, you think it's a joke? Look, Google it. Kids are getting taken. Parents are taking kids to the hospital. The parents are saying, I don't want my child to have this. Social services coming in saying, you don't know what's best for your child. We take it because you don't even have custody of your own child. Because the state has custody of your child until you have custody of your child. You can't even. What do y'all think this is a joke though? When they come for the kids, that's when I'm all out in warfare. This is why I was at the gym like yesterday. I was in fight mode. Like, oh, you not coming for these ones, not for the children. I will somebody up over the children. They're coming back here to do work, and y'all trying to destroy them. You want to be weak asses? Be weak asses. Don't put that on your kids. They not scared. These kids are. I told you these kids are not scared. They didn't come here to play. You the punk ass. That's like, oh, my child. What if they get my daughter when she was October, November, 4 months old? My child that did not want to come to this realm. She did not want to come. She was a miscarriage, and she pushed through. She had no choice but to come. At 4 months, she had pneumonia. We went to the hospital. She had pneumonia. Okay, pneumonia and something else. And they wanted to do all type of CT scans on her chest, all kind of stuff. And I was sitting there with my baby on the cold table. 4 months, tiny baby. And I told my husband, I said, we out of here. He was like, well, they're going to give her some medicine or some shit. I said, I got the medicine. I got the medicine right here. I'm going to take some stuff and she's going to get this medicine. Because I already knew what it was. I didn't know, but I knew. This child was they told me it was a miscarriage and she still made it through. I know her name. Her name is Zoe. It means life. Oh, you're not taking my baby from me. I wrapped her right up. And he knew when I got into a certain place, he was like, I'm not messing with Melanie because I'm not trying to fight her. She's fixed fire. I said, we out. I didn't wait for the doctor to come back. I wrapped my baby up. I was out and I stayed up all night. I was taking the teas. I was eating the foods to keep my system up. And I was holding my baby and I was speaking life into her. I said, your name is life. Your name is Nyla Zoe, the one who succeeds in life. You're going to beat this just like you beat coming into this world. We're not doing nothing else. I'm not giving you no poison, no none of that medicine. She recovered. She recovered. You have to be like that with your kids. You have to protect them. Y'all stop sending your kids out there with no undershirts, with no jackets, because it's warm for a day. You do. Stop feeding your children junk. Children love fruit. Why the hell y'all don't feed your kids fruit? Children love fruit. You give any child fruit, they will eat it. It's like candy to them. Children love fruits. Give them some fruits. Children love tea. Give them some chamomile tea. Children like chamomile tea. Your kids don't sleep at night. Give them some chamomile tea with some honey. I bet you they go to sleep. We got to protect these kids because that's the next target. Trust me what I'm saying. I literally spent hours today. Someone close to me told me 4 children were tested positive, and I said, in mode. I made a I made a vapor rub, got my beeswax out, got my oils, made a vapor rub, had my herbs out. I was tired. You hear me? I was in the astral realms, could not get up. 11:30, I got the call. I was like, all right, everything. Did you get what I told you to get? Did you get this? Did you get that? I'm making all this stuff. You can do it too. There's a whole, I think it's $33. Spiritualascensionuniversity.com. $33. There are tutorials on how to make this stuff yourself. Vicks is petroleum. Don't put petroleum. Use beeswax. Use oil. There's tinctures. There's all types of things for you to do to heal your body. My kids, nobody is sick for. Somebody gets sick. My daughters know, mommy, where's the oil? There's an oil that we put on the soles of our feet, on our areas, our lymph nodes. This sickness is gone by the next day. I legit was diagnosed with the flu in 2014. 2014. And I was like, I'm not taking that Tamiflu $700. Mm-mm. I made my own. I made my own mixture. I knew what the main ingredient is. Star anise is the main ingredient. Let me just get the star freaking anise. So I made my own teas, and I made my own elixirs, and I used them. The flu was gone in 2 days, not 7 days like they said. 2 days. So I'm telling you this. I don't even know how I started on this, but I'm telling you what is protect your children. I told you guys about this stupid thing back in the early part of the year. What's going to happen? Now they're like, oops, oops. Sorry, everyone in Brooklyn that we we're telling line up to take this shot. Sorry, everyone in the Bronx. I'm saying New York because I was getting people were sending me the atrocities. Y'all want to hear something? Y'all want to hear something? They were offering people dime bags to get the vaccine. Y'all hear me? You know what a dime bag is? They were offering people weed to get the vaccine. That's how desperate. Why are you so desperate to give this to me? You're not giving that Johnson and Johnson up in Westchester, and they knew, back then. Like, come on, you really like, come on, come on, come on, come on, like, come on, come on, come on. There's too many movies, too many documentaries. We know about all the experiments and stuff. Come on. Stop with the fakeness. Black people are more susceptible of getting it. Bullshit. Black people are more susceptible of getting it? Bull, that's a bunch of malarkey. We survived the crack epidemic. Like, for real. I was telling someone last week, I was like, you know what's crazy? I remember this. I remember being a little girl. People that were heroin addicts or crack addicts, heroin addicts, you know how they got off of heroin? Like, to tell you no lie, back in the 80s, heroin addicts would go to, I swear to God, heroin addicts would go to these meth labs and they would give them meth to get off of heroin. What the ass? How you give someone another drug to get off? For real. And people still were surviving. So you crack, heroin, meth, and I'm still here. And I'm scared of some freaking virus. Like, are you serious? Come on. You wasn't in my neighborhood trying to stop that back in the 80s and 90s. You wasn't offering no freaking chicken sandwich then when we were actually hungry. This is the stuff that like fight mode. This is what's happening this is why on the spiritual realm, there is serious warfare. There is serious warfare. Understand what I'm saying. The being that created this place is like, this place is fuck this place. All to pieces. And the being that we are in is like, wait, because there are some down there. Let them do their thing to get off of this realm before the shit is totally destroyed. This is real. I'm not making this up. And there are some of us who came back down here at this time. Check the energies, check the charts. There's some of us who came down here at this time to came back, sacrificed to come back to share this with you, to tell you this stuff. Because what they gonna do? I already told you, like my life has been threatened many a times. Like it's like what you wait till I tell you, wait till I tell y'all. Maybe I'll tell y'all next year about this year. When I literally spirit showed me, and my mother was 4 months. Spirit showed me coming. I don't know what happens at 3 months, 4 months in a woman's body with the soul, but spirit literally showed me coming and like I'm not doing. I made a mistake. I don't want to do this. Do not want to do this. And I was told you don't have a choice. During that time, my mother was bleeding out. The doctor said you're having a miscarriage. She was bleeding out. She went to the hospital to have this miscarriage back in 1978. That's when I was born, y'all. Okay. She was bleeding, no baby came out. Because spirit was like, you gotta stay, boo. You ain't going nowhere. You got work to do. You agreed to this shit, you gotta do it. The day that I was born, listen, the day I was born was the day of the first test tube baby. Okay, the first test tube baby in the history. Okay, the day after my birthday, the newspaper, the Daily News, which is the number one newspaper in New York City, on the cover it said, "It's a girl." It's a girl. My father went out and bought all the newspapers and gave it to all his friends. He was like, it was a major phenomenal event. And I'm like, hell yeah, it was. Because what it took for me to come down here to do this work, this is no joke. That's why I said you have to be spiritually strong. You have to know who you are. When you know who you are, you can get through these things when these things happen. When you know who you are, people can talk all the shit they want. You just don't give, like you can't phase me. You can't, like, you don't bother me. Imma cry over this? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, come on, I see you. I see who you are and what you do. But I had to get to that place. You have to get to this place. You have to connect who you are because a lot of you are ancient, also ancient powerful beings that came back here and you doubting yourself. You don't want to speak your truth. You want to be weak asses because everyone else is being weak. Get that. Be full in your power. I told y'all stop talking this God stuff. I'm a god. I'm a goddess, and acting like a punk. What am I gonna do? I can't pay my bills. I wish. I told you a whole year went by. The electric bill came and it was $7 a month. The amount of, like, I have to tell my daughters now, like, please turn off the porch lights. Like, please, like, y'all doing the most. money, money has to come to me because I said so. Because I have work to do. Things have to come to me so that I can do my work. I speak to my spirit team and say, listen, I can't properly do my work because this is not in place. So y'all got to figure something out. That's not my job. I can't be here doing the work and figuring shit out. So y'all got to figure something out. You got to introduce me to somebody. You got to do something so that I can do my work. And that's just what it is. You have to be in that space. You have to be in that space. Stop being weak. You know who I'm talking to because it plagues you. You try to cry, you can't even cry. And your spirit team's like, what you crying for? What you crying for? You really crying about this? This is bullshit. You trying to force a tear out? Come on. Get, get over yourself. Remember who you are. Stop being a punk ass. You acting like this on this realm? This ain't shit. Stop letting people talk you out of who you are. Because they're pretending to be. There's people that listen. There's people that see who you are, know who you are, and they will pretend to be who you are so you will doubt who you are. And you embody it fully. This is why you need to know your astrology. This is why you need to, know certain things about yourself. This is why you need to believe what you're being told. Somebody says, Melanie, I'm such and such. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's party. You best that? I best that. Well, I need a remedy for this. I'm not gonna doubt it. I believe it. You believe it. I believe it. But be fully in that. Don't be talking about I'm Bastet and you like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm sick. She's a healer. Heal yourself. Get the healing. Connect and get the healing. Don't be out here talking about I'm Oshun and you broke as hell. Didn't she the one with the money? Don't didn't she know how to is she in the business? Isn't she the one that knows how to make something that makes money? Create something. Isn't she the creator? I don't know all Oshun's thing, but like didn't she create the honey and didn't Oya help her sell it in the market? Like how you broke and you saying you this person. If you gonna be her, be her. If you're gonna say you Oshun, stop being a bitch. Stop being nasty and rude to people. If you're gonna be that, be that. Stop being half-assed. You playing games. This is the time. Like, let me tell you, let me tell you, because what happens is people get scared. What happens is people get scared. When something happens, you get sick, or you're threatened with eviction, or you threatened with possibly losing a job or stuff. Then it's like that's when you get scared. That's when you can start praying to Jesus and asking Jesus for help. But last week you said you was Oshun. Thank you for the donation. What happened? What happened? This walk is not for the weak. This walk is not for the weak. Like you gotta be tough here. You gotta be tough here. You gotta really be in a space of I really don't care what you like think I'm crazy. I think for me, I've been told I'm crazy for so long. Like it really doesn't phase me anymore. And you homeschooling your kids, you put them in a program, they're not gonna be socialized. And they're not gonna be socialized and they're not gonna be successful. How they can get into colleges, how's that gonna work? They're not really getting a full education. Oh, but then you just calling me last week asking about the homeschool program that they're in. My girls are good. My daughter said, I'm not going to college, mommy. If I can make that money, if college was 50,000 a year, if I can make 50,000 a year myself doing my own business, do I have to go to college? I was like, hell no, because I don't want to pay 50,000 a year. She was like, all right, I don't want to go to college. I'm gonna do my own stuff. I have to have a business. My daughter told me this at 14. I said, okay, what are you discouraging her from being in college? Yes. Meanwhile, I'm going on campus every day teaching students on a college campus, and I'm saying my daughter doesn't have to go to college. My daughter could went to Rutgers University for free. For free. And I'm telling her she doesn't have to go. Because she said that's not for her. Do you know how people was talking shit about me? But let me tell you, when my daughter was in Essence magazine, because her business was featured in Essence freaking magazine, pure facts. My daughter's business was featured in Essence magazine. Everybody was sharing that page and talking about, wow, she did great as a businesswoman. But you guys were giving me so much grief because she said she didn't want to go to college, and I said she doesn't have to go to college. That's why I said, don't worry about what people say about you. You have to do what you are being led to do, what resonates with you, what you are being told to do. Okay? Because people are gonna talk and let them talk. Here's the reality. It's energy anyway. I don't care. You talking shit about me? Thank you for the energy. Keep saying my name. Give it to me. Keep talking shit. Keep it up. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all to keep doing what you're doing. Stop worrying about those people. Stop it. Stop it. Those same people that's talking trash about you because you didn't take the vaccine and they talking shit up. Listen. Wait till next year. Wait. I'm not even gonna go into next year right now, but just wait. Wait till you get the phone calls about what herbs to take. Wait till you get the phone calls about what is that thing that you made? Because they can't. Because the hospital. Mm. Okay. The herbs. The herbs. These are the herbs that I'm telling you to have available. Write these down. Write these down because some of them are. Thank you so much for the donation, Erica. Some of them are. What's already said? They already calling you. Answer. I answer. I answered. I had a few phone calls last week. Like, oh, for real? Well, this what you do. Let me tell you what to do. And I'm thinking, like, you know what you said. You know you were talking ish about me, right? I know too, but F it. You need help, I'm gonna give you help. That's just who I am. Okay. So yeah. Um this is why I said speak your truth, be in your truth. You know, a lot of y'all have multiple Instagrams. Mm, You have the one of the this is comfortable for me and my family, and you have the one if this is me being a spiritual human. I get it. I get it. But how many people in your family and friend circle need you as a spiritual being for help and they don't even know who you are? The reality is you don't know who you are yet. Because when you know who you are, when you find out who you are, you like, damn, that's who I am. I'm telling everyone's gonna know. I'm gonna fully be in this space. Fully. Thank you so much for the donation, Brenda. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's get into the herbs. Let me give you the list. And I spoke on this before. Star anise. Star anise was very affordable up until last year, up until this year, and the price like quadrupled. And I noticed the quality is not as good. So what do I mean by that? If you get star anise, there should still be seeds in there. I've seen some that doesn't have any seeds in it anymore, which means that it was um, probably in a situation where it was like moved around a lot and the seeds fell out, or they extracted the seeds, or maybe it's GMO, it doesn't have seeds. Okay. So you want to make sure you get some star anise. Some of these things, I think I have these at Zoe Essentials, but when I tell you that, like we are selling like half of our herbs and Zoe Essentials are out of stock, and I am not restocking a lot of them. I'm maybe restocking 10 to 20 of them. So you have about 40 that I'm not going to restock. And some of these herbs I didn't some of these herbs I had to actually get from people. Okay. So um get your herbs as soon as you can. Thank you so much for the donation, Brittany. Okay. So star anise. Get some star anise. Okay. Get some star anise. Get some star anise. Get some star anise. Get the herb, get the oil, get the essential oil from Now brand. I don't know about other brands. I'm telling you what brand to get it from. Okay. Get the herb when you feel sickness or your child. You put some in, and I will give you some other herbs. If you get the herbalist special, you good. You just have everything. Okay. There are literally, I think there are 18 herbalist specials left, and when I tell you I'm not restocking those, they are never coming back again. Some of those herbs I'm not gonna be I'm selling anymore. So you get the herbalist special, you have everything that you need. But let's go down the list. Star anise is the first herb. It is the key ingredient. It has been synthesized. That's the right word, synthesized in order to make the popular flu medication Tamiflu. Thank you so much for the donation, Natalia and AH. Queen Arise Lotus, I am not restocking elderberry. I am not restocking it. I have like you guys may have seen it if you follow me on Zoe's shops at Shop Zoe Essentials. If you follow us on Instagram, I have like a whole entire cabinet that has like 200 herbs. So I have like my own private stock stash. And sometimes like if somebody needs something, like I will dig in my stash and give like a little bit, but I'm not restocking elderberry. I was telling you guys, get it. The price is crazy, and you want to make sure you're getting. It's a berry, so God, there's a lot of berries that are being sprayed because berries attract bugs like worms. So in order to get you want to get organic elderberries, you're going to be paying some money, okay? And you're going to be waiting a while to get it. And I remember I spoke about this like months ago, okay? So star anise. If you really need it, you can email Zoe Essentials info at Gmail, and we can, just you can email if it's something that you really are pressed to get, okay? Um, Star anise, right? Get that. The next one is lemongrass. Lemongrass in the West Indies is called fever grass. It's called fever grass for a reason. Because when children have fever, children have a fever, right? They give them this. It's literally grass that grows, right? It's thick. And so lemongrass is one. If I feel something coming on my girls, we immediately go for it. And it tastes so good. Now, there are different types of lemongrass. There's Egyptian, there's Thailand, there's the one from the Caribbean. I like the one from the Caribbean. It just tastes better. Um, the one from Thailand looks better, and the Egyptian one has a really bold flavor. But you want to just make sure you get a organic blend. I think we still have some at Zoe Essentials. We may have a few left. I'm not sure. Thank you so much for the donation, Crave KZ. You said, I resonate with your energy for sure. Receive and sending unconditional love, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and enlightenment. Peace, soul family. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your words. Thank you, so it is written. You're appreciated as well. Thank you. Straight Panther, you knew I was gonna say lemongrass? Of course. That's bush tea. In the West Indies, we say bush tea. Need some good bush tea. um, the next one is Serasi. You're familiar with Serasi. If you are West Indian, we're talking about the British countries, especially like Jamaica, the Lesser Antilles. It's bitter, 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 right? Very bitter. But if you have any stomach virus or something, let me tell you, the virus stands no chance against Serasi. Okay, you have to take it like it's medicine, like for real. You cannot take it like, oh, drink some Serasi tea. No, it's like, oh, it's so bitter. Okay, it causes the liver to flush out, to help. It releases bile to flush out whatever is stuck in the intestine that's causing you to be sick. Serasi, oh, I apologize. So Serasi is spelled Cerasee. You're drinking it right now, Goddess Wisdom? What? Thank you. Yes, Goddess Bree. Oh, gosh. Okay. The next one is astragalus. So this is not a popular one. It's really not a popular herb. It's not one that's talked about a lot. This is one that we're not restocking at Zoe Essentials just because it, the some of these herbs are pricey, and we don't charge a lot for the herbs, okay? And then if you order a certain amount, we do free shipping. It's just a lot that goes into it. And so we're not, there's some things that we're just doesn't make sense for us to continue with. So astragalus is one of them. Astragalus, listen to this. Astragalus is a powerful antibacterial herb. It's a root. Astragalus has been shown to cure chlamydia. That's how powerful it is. Now, I'm not saying if you drink the tea, if you have chlamydia, like I'm not saying don't follow your doctor's thing. Medical disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor. Okay. I'm just telling you what the peer-reviewed research shows. You can look it up. You can look up peer-reviewed articles on astragalus, and it will say that I think there's a certain amount that was taken like twice a day for like 7 days, and it cured chlamydia. That's how powerful these herbs are. You don't have to wipe your entire system clean of all your bacteria by taking antibiotics. Like you can take this, and as a matter of fact, it can prevent. Let me not say that because people be safe when you doing certain things. Let me just say that. Okay. The next one, if you make spaghetti, you have it in your cabinet. The next herb everyone should have is oregano. Y'all know y'all have oregano. Okay. So oregano is another one that you can put. I'm drinking a tea that has oregano in it. Okay. I was doing a lot of work on the astral realm, and my physical body was just like, oh, achy. And I was like, oh no, I'm doing my mixture. So I have some oregano in here. It doesn't taste like spaghetti. It's just literally it's a herb. Okay. So it's like a spicy herb. Okay. So oregano. Okay. Make sure you get organic oregano. Again, if it's not organic, make sure any herb you get is organic. Okay. The only way it would not say it's organic if it's coming from like out of the country, because out of the country will be considered natural, right? But in the US they spray everything. So you want to get USDA certified organic if it's in the US. So for example, like I get sarsaparilla, cheney root, um, lemongrass from Jamaica. They're not spraying nothing over. They don't play with their herbs in Jamaica, okay? So they're natural. So like on Zoe Essentials website, it'll say natural, okay? The other thing you can get is we are still going to have our immunity that we have, which is a blend that I received from Spirit. Literally, I had a bunch of herbs, and I was like, what is the herbs that I can put together that will, if someone is sick, it'll knock it out. And people have taken this. I've gotten emails that said, Melanie, I don't know what the heck is in this immunity stuff, but I'm not sick anymore. It's very strong. Okay. It's uh, very strong, very hearty tea. But I tell as many people as I can, I give it away to people. You know, somebody says they're sick and they're local to me, I'll give them a few bags. Like, just take this for 3 days. Um, but this is a good tea to have at least once a week just to keep your immune system up. Or if you are sick, you can take this in 7 days, less than 7 days, it'll knock it out. Okay. So those are the herbs that are at this time that we're in must haves. These are must haves. Okay. The other thing is vitamin C. So get some limes, get the organic ones. Yeah, they don't have seeds in it. It's weird, but get some limes. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to wash the skins. Wash the skins. You can wash with soap and water. Wash it, dry it. You want to roll the limes. Okay. You want to cut them into four, squeeze all the juice out, separate that. Then what you can do is you can boil the skin, because the skin, that's where all of the vitamin C is anyway. And you have this liquid, you can add the juice back to it, let it cool, You can put it in ice cube trays, okay? Um, so get like a bag of limes and make like a whole bunch, okay? And then every time you have your tea, you can put it in your tea. What the lime or sorbic acid does, it helps to make the stomach acidic, alkaline. Even though lime is acidic in your body registers it as alkaline, not lemon. Lemon is hybrid, okay? We're talking about limes. So when you take the lime with your herbs, your drinks, your body is absorbing it more faster, okay? Okay. Um yeah, that's it. There were some things that I wanted to go over, but I think I'm going to save that for another. No, I think it came out anyway. I think I talked about it. I don't know what I know I went on a rant for a while. I don't even know what I don't remember what I said, but I think I did touch on spiritual warfare and some other things. I have to rewatch this video to see what I said. I definitely was channeling some stuff. But yeah, that's all. You said, Melanie, can we take vitamin C 1000 milligrams if we don't have the fruit? Okay, so here's the thing with vitamin C. You want to make sure you know where it comes from because there is a vitamin C ascorbic acid that is derived from mold. Okay, so you want to make sure it's from a reputable company where it comes from. You can get vitamin C powder. Vitamin C powder is also used, it absorbs chlorine. So, like if I'm doing a bath, like I'll put some vitamin C powder in there. Okay. Um, That's a side note. So here's the thing with vitamin C. You cannot overdose on pure vitamin C. I'm not talking about the pills that has vitamin C plus this plus that. You cannot overdose on it. Your body will take as much as it needs. What your body can't use, it comes out. Like it comes out fire. Okay? So you can find the max of what your body can use. So for example, you can take 5,000 milligrams. There's nothing wrong with that. If 5,000 milligrams doesn't do nothing, go for 6. If at 6,000 you have a diarrhea, then you know your limit is 5,000. Okay. So I've taken 5,000, no problem. I put in smoothies, like if I do a smoothie in the morning, I'll put, a little bit of that in there, or I'll squeeze some lime in there. Okay. Thank you for the donation, Eboniqua. Oh, I said it right, Eboniqua. Thank you for the donation, Rob Blackstorm. Big up, Spirit Doula, great teaching. Sarah C, the serious ting, serious ting agwan. Serious ting. I forgot what I was saying. All the West Indians are like, Sarah C. Yes, vitamin C powder. Vitamin C. You can take as much as you want. My daughter, I remember ugh, she must have been 2 years old, and she got into the vitamin C powder. She was eating it, like eating it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because I didn't think I knew she wasn't gonna overdose. But in the middle of the night, she did that and she stood up and everything, like the whole she just did a whole release on the bed. Okay. So you can't overdose on it. It's not a thing. Your body absorbs what it needs. Okay. Um, okay. Da, 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 da. You do your research. Like if you're gonna get something from Amazon, like Amazon legit has reviews, and there's some there's some Amazon review gangsters, and they will literally like, this company is crap, and they'll tell a lot of information on there, and they'll say which other brand to look at. Like look at another brand. And you guys do some work when it comes to this. Okay, do some work. Um, Yeah, do some work. And Zoe Essentials, you know, if we sell a herb, like we put what the herb can be used for. And guys, I literally put peer-reviewed articles on there. Okay. I think I told you this past summer where the site was being the site our site Zoe Essential site was shut down a couple times because of pseudoscience, and we were like claiming false claims. They said false claims on our herbs, and so it's like, so there are literally peer reviewed articles. So if I'm saying this is about star anise, You can look under star anise, the information's there, and then there's a link. Click the link, read the article. The information's there, the proof is there. Okay. When I say soursop has been used to cure cancer, I'm not making that up. The article is there. Read the article. Judge for yourself. Okay. Thank you for the donation, Julia. Okay. What time of day do you recommend taking vitamins before or after food? So you always want to take your any type of medicine. Well, it depends what it is. If it has iron in it, depends on what type of iron it is. Like that's I really can't answer that question fairly. This is the type of stuff I'll do in the inner circle because then we can talk and you can tell me what type of stuff you're taking and I can advise you. But I can't give such a broad answer like this. Okay. Um, all right. Zinc. So I will tell you this about zinc. And this is an old I just learned this from an old teacher years ago. Because teachers, we have to talk. And so teachers are susceptible to a lot of throat stuff. So you take a zinc, like a 10 milligram one. It's terrible, but you suck on it. Not the zinc lozenge, not the one that has sugar and stuff in it, straight up zinc white tablet, like 10 milligrams. You suck on it. Whatever scratch itchiness you had in the back of your throat is gone. It literally is gone. And what it does, especially if you get a essential, it's called essential elemental zinc. Okay, there's multiple types of zincs. There's zinc chelate, zinc. What's the other one? Begins with a O. Can't think of the name of it. Those are the good ones. They're the other ones that are like really has very little elemental zinc in it that really don't do much. But what the zinc does is um, it bonds with the receptor in your cellular structure, essentially, to help block stuff. Okay. All right, everyone. Yes, it is nasty, but it's all good. When will you be taking new students in the university? Now we just opened it up. SDA is open for enrollment. It is a limited space only. Do not wait until last minute. Last year, I think we were like almost filled to capacity when I first opened it up, and I had like 5 spots. We did an open house, everything was filled, and like some people wanted to join, but it was too late. So I can't teach, you know, so many students at once. And it's very intense. I will literally like be on with my students and answer every question to the last question. So it's a lot. So it's a small, not that small of a group. I think the last class we had 44 students exactly. Spirit said 44 was 44, and I capped it as that. So that is already open for enrollment. The inner circle, which I'm excited about both of them. The inner circle, that one has a larger capacity. That one you get the on-demand course. Everything is below in the description. You get crystals every month. SCA, they get stuff too. They don't just get crystals, they get other stuff. They get books and all kind of stuff. But you get crystals every month, depending on the zodiac. You get a welcome kit, which is a protect the home kit, which is not something that I offer in Zoe Essentials. It's only for inner circle members. Um, and you get a live Q&A with me every single month where I can talk without having to reel myself back and not say certain things. I can speak as candidly as I want. And I'll also have, as an inner circle member, some of the guest lecturers that will come on. Like I have some people, um, I have my own personal naturopathic, holistic healer who is going to she's gonna talk about some stuff, guys. But inner circle members get access to that for free. Okay. There's also a community, like a chat where you can talk with each other. And it's amazing because in the SDA, it never ceases to amaze me. Like the students literally are living like in two parts. Like I had a student who was in Chicago and sent me a picture with her with someone else in Atlanta. Like they drive and fly across the country to meet up with each other because when you resonate with somebody so well and you're just like, oh my gosh, you're like my sister, my brother, like you just feel so close, they meet up. It is a beautiful thing. So a community does develop, and it is very supportive. That's the word. Thank you so much for the donation, Shamira. So the links are down below. So you can click on the link and all the information that you want is there. If you have any questions with regards to the courses, you can email spiritualauniversity@gmail.com, or you can email the spiritdoula@gmail.com. Okay. So this is my first announcement of it. I'm going to open it more to the public and next week on the first of the year. So get in where you fit in. um, how long do you boil the limes? So you don't want to boil the limes for long. Good question. It's like 2 minutes. You just want to get it to a boil, and then that's it. Turn it off and let it sit and let it cool. Good question. Good question. Okay. Um, all right. Miss Harry said you bought the herbalist special during this live. Awesome. I'm telling you, once we are out, we are not doing that again. It took a lot. It takes a lot to put all of that together. And the way that we package our herbs is not like we not like sitting on the floor packaging herbs randomly, like in the kitchen. Like there's a whole thing that goes on, a whole sanitary thing that goes on, and very inspective, like literally with the soursop leaves. I'll give you an example. The soursop leaves, we're not just grabbing it and putting it into a bag. Let me tell you, I say like you have to look at every leaf. So when you get soursop, right? Understand that every leaf was inspected, like real talk. Every leaf was put together. And that's why it looks like they're like in order, because every leaf is put together. If it doesn't look fine, it doesn't look right, if it looks withered, old, whatever, we put it away. Okay, so every leaf is looked at, inspected. Something looks funny. For example, we had chamomile. It wasn't fresh anymore. We could still sell it. People still sell chamomile, not fresh. It still works. But I was like, nah, we're not doing that. So I had to get some fresh chamomile. That's just how I am, how I do things. All right. If you see something that's sold out, you can email us at info@zoeessentials.com, and we can verify that for you. Yes, we put a lot of soursop in there. Okay. Everyone, excuse me, have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams, safe travels. I will see you all on the Astro Realm. I think I'm going to go live again. Oh no, Saturday's New Year's Day, right? Maybe New Year's Day. I think I'll go live again another day this week. I don't know. I'll let you guys know if I'm prompted to do so, because there's more information that I have that I want to share. It just wasn't the right time tonight to do so. All right. And thank you everyone for the donations. I greatly appreciate you. And I appreciate that you appreciate me. All right, everyone, sweet dreams. I'll see all the SDA students. SDA 3, we have class tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow so we can dive into what your soul mission is. All right. Talk to you all soon. Peace, everyone. Oh, 555 in the chat.